and leave it in there and wear down the opposing team's defense.
Casper, DeBrinken, and Kane, boy, what a game they had on Saturday night. They're out there right now. No score in the first period. Leafs in the blue jerseys attacking right to left with the white trim. Tanev outlets it up the near side, and McCabe with a rink-wide feed. Leafs bring it ahead. Cowan at center on a change. Will dump it into the left corner in the Detroit zone. Score in the hockey game as it's a standing room only crowd again here in Toronto. They sell out all the time. Red Wings dump it down into the Maple Leaf zone. Brandon Carlo is checked from behind right there by Marco Casper. He went flying. Now a turnover. Here's Kane with a backhand. Oh, and Stolarz made a great save on him. Kane broke in all alone, had a great scoring chance. Stolarz with a big save. Now Michelli in the Detroit zone. Got it in behind the Red Wing goal. It's sent into the slot, broken up, and the Wings come back to brink it out at the center ice circle. He'll chip it into the corner and now exit the ice on a change.
You talking about important saves. You saw it right there. What a great scoring chance for Patrick Kane. That was a terrible giveaway when Michelli was holding his breath as Patrick Kane went to the backhand and just could not get it past the glove of Anthony Stolarz.
And a start for Patrick Kane, 4 points in his first 2 games of the season as the Maple Leafs shoot it now into the zone. Robertson picking it up, moving away from Brandtseg Nygaard in behind the goal. Now into the corner, comes back to the blue line. Benoit with a shot, stopped out in front. Rott to pick it up, working around the boards to Kopp. And now he'll motor it out the center. Here's Comper one-on-one on Benoit. Comper with a shot, and that's blocked by Simon Benoit. Ends up in the corner.
Right now you got Todd McClellan double shifting that to third line. The Kopp line's been out there. JT Compher, Brandtseg Nygaard, 2 shifts. We have yet to play 3 minutes here in the opening period.
Brandtseg Nygaard with the shot right there, and that one out of play. And another face-off deep in the Toronto zone. And Toronto just looks like they just can't get that puck out right now.
Just hope that stays the same, but against the pressure of the Red Wings causing problems enough for Maple Leafs, and a huge pad save by Anthony Stolarz.
First period of this afternoon's game is brought to you by Meijer. Meijer brings more good to hometown hockey. From the draw, the Red Wings hold it in. Sandin Pellikka worked it down low. Behind the goal is Rasmussen. Backhand centering attempt, and that one knocked away by Stolarz. Another shot, but wide of the goal by the Wings.
James Van Riemsdyk bouncing that puck in the offensive zone. He just did miss on the short side. That would have been a goal in probably his first 10 seconds. Wearing a Red Wing uniform, he just did miss, giving the Wings the lead.
Veteran of over 1,000 games played in the National Hockey League, James Van Riemsdyk, as he was drafted initially by the Philadelphia Flyers, I believe second overall.
Yeah, 2 stints for Philadelphia, played here in Toronto for the Maple Leafs as well. Played last year for Columbus, the Blue Jackets, and again, the Blue Jackets, a much improved team in the Eastern Conference.
Joshua moves into the corner, watched by 2 Red Wings. Sider dumped it up the near side. Raymond flipped it out to the center ice circle. Carlo to intercept and drive it back into the Detroit end.
Former Boston Bruin defenseman, Brendan Carlo. That's an amazing start for the Boston Bruins. Nobody saw that coming winning their first 3 games.
Batted out to center ice, and Cowan's pass into the Red Wing zone, broken up. He picks it up again, throws it deeper into the Red Wing end. Now it's swept out to center ice. Matthews turned it over. Here comes Raymond over the Toronto blue line. Moves in with a wrist shot, and he fired it wide. Raymond had a pair of goals in Saturday's win over the Maple Leafs. Matthews comes back 3-on-2. Pass right side to Cowan. To Matthews with a chance, and he deflected it to the front of the goal, and a heads-up save by Talbot. Matthews a little bit dangerous. He was dangerous. I think he had 5 shots on goal on Saturday, including hitting a crossbar when it was 2-0 Toronto.
Problem right now for the Toronto, again, without Mitch Marner and Matt Delline, they're suffering from a lack of offense. Matthews looked at dangerous. The rest of the guys, not so much in that previous game against the Red Wings. He's dumping in from center ice.
Here's Brandtseg Nygaard, rolls it around the boards. Kopp with a centering attempt, and off the bench on a change with Sandin Pellikka. That puck comes out to center. Couldn't hold it in, and now the Wings will dump it in from center ice.
No fault there by Sandin Pellikka. Came off the bench, and he was very close to keeping it in. If he does keep it in, the Maple Leafs were in trouble defensively.
Wings turn it over. Look out. Here's Tavares moving in with a shot and coming way out, top of the crease to make the save, Cam Talbot.
And both the teams, a major giveaway back inside their blue line. Wings dodge a bullet right to there. And a big save for Cam Talbot.
Toronto Maple Leafs play a lot of home games. In fact, 6 of their next 7 games will be played right here at Scotiabank Arena. The only road game in those home games will be at Buffalo. And again, the Buffalo Sabres having a little problem right now. They're losing 2-1 in their hockey game this afternoon. But with that said, they do have a lot of injuries.
Yeah, 6 different players, including the starting goaltender. Very difficult for any team to win in the National Hockey League with that many injuries. And big question mark now, can they get healthy soon enough to save their season?
Nylander floats it down into the corner. Morgan Riley centered it out in front, kind of popped up towards the side of the Detroit goal, gloving it off Cam Talbot.
It's Michael Brandtseg Nygaard with the giveaway back inside his zone that forced Cam Talbot to make that key save. Both teams have done that once already here in the opening period. That's been a good group, the third line for Detroit. Bransack, Nygaard, and J.T. Comfer and Andrew Kopp. They played some quality shifts in the first 3 games.
Tavares Michelli out there for the Maple Leafs. Michelli now turns, fires a shot, sticked away by the goaltender Talbot. Wings settle it down in their own zone. No score in the first period. Out in front of the penalty box, here is Morgan Riley. Bashing it off the sideboards, down into the Detroit zone. Edmondson after the puck. Now it's knocked down. Centering attempt right out in front of Michelli, and that's knocked away by the Detroit defense. Wings tap it out the center. Kane on the ice for Detroit. Moves across the Toronto blue line. Drops it back to Brinkett with a heavy slap shot, and that's knocked away by Stolars, who's flexing the left arm. He got a lot of wood on that one. Now here's Sherrod up across the line as the crowd makes a little noise here in Toronto. No score in the opening period. 14:47 to go. Kane in behind the goal. Now an outlet feed comes to McCabe. Leafs slow it down along the right side. Nylander. Now he'll drop it back as the Leafs bring it out of their own zone. Chris Tanev down the middle of the ice, watched by Rasmussen, flipped it up to McCabe, and he couldn't reach it. Coming back to pick it up, Van Riemsdyk for Detroit. He turned it over inside the zone. Now he gets it again, turned it over again, and finally the Wings will pick it up and lift it out to center ice. And here comes the player McMahon out to center ice to lift it ahead, and Domi to chop it back into the Red Wing end.
James Van Riemsdyk, the timing's the big thing right now, just the pace of the game. You just can't duplicate it. So it's going to take him a while. He had a good scoring chance earlier on, a couple of near giveaways right there when he's dodged a bullet.
3 shots by the Maple Leafs, 2 for the Red Wings. No score in the opening period. Here is Nicholas Waugh. He had a goal in the game on Saturday night in Detroit. Playing it into the Red Wing zone. Oliver Ekman-Larsson picking it up at center ice. Rolls it across to the open side. And now it's Bernard Docker to chip it out to the Toronto blue line.
Maple Leafs have gotten lots of production from the third and fourth lines to start the season. They've combined for 5 goals. The Red Wings' third and fourth lines combined for 1.
Bernard Docker chipping it out the center. And Lucas Raymond backhands the puck in behind the Maple Leaf goal. Stolars with a big paddle. Flipped it up the near side. Joshua, bothered from behind by Sandy Pellica, worked it over on the right side, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson to deliver that puck into the corner in the Red Wing end. 13:10 to play in the opening period, no score. We're in Toronto this afternoon. Kopp swings that puck around into the corner. Bransack Nygaard checked from behind. Now the Leafs steal as Nyes brings it up the left wing boards and shovels it into the corner in the Detroit end. Cowan left it for Matthews. Matthews down low, swings it in behind the goal to Cowan. Right face-off circle, now drops it off to Matthews again. He sidesteps a check from Edmondson. Austin Matthews to the blue line. Rips a backhand in behind the goal. Comfer had a stick held by Nyes. That puck rolls into the corner. Now in behind the net, Nyes brings it out in front. Here's a chance, and it's knocked away. Morgan Riley dished it back on the line. Leafs a little bit dangerous in the wing zone right now. Here's a pass out in front. Nyes was blocked. And now it comes out to Riley, and he'll dump it to Cowan in behind the Detroit net. Cowan now turned it over as the Wings chop it out to center ice. Leafs made a change while they had it in that offensive zone, and now the Wings will change on the go.
He's trying to pick up the pace now, the Maple Leafs. That's the 2 lines that Todd McClellan would want against Austin Matthews. Obviously, the Larkin line, number 1. Then you got Comfer and Kopp in that third line. He just feels comfortable both those lines going head-to-head against Austin Matthews. His line makes.
Sider turned it over to Michelli inside the Red Wing zone. He sweeps it into the high slot. Shot by Tavares wide to the left side of the Detroit goal. Now Sandin Pellica, who's teamed up with Mo Sider, dumps that puck down the ice to the side of the Toronto net. They wave the icing off. Wing steal inside the zone. Casper, and then he was covered, and Michelli turns away from a check of Brinkett. Skates up the left wing out to center. Rink-wide feed deflected off the stick of Nylander and into the Detroit players' bench.
And William Nylander off to another fastest start. Had 4 points for the Maple Leafs in the first 2 games. But again, Greg Rubin before the game today saying they need more offense from John Tavares and William Nylander.
This afternoon's game brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official healthcare provider of the Detroit Red Wings radio network. Confidence comes with every card. We've got our first pause of the action. 11:41 to go. Scoreless tie in the opening period between the Red Wings and the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is Detroit Red Wings hockey presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here.
Hockeytown. The action is always fast, hard-hitting, and unforgettable. And now you can raise your game day experience with carbless, handcrafted cocktails. Available right here at Little Caesars Arena, carbless is 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and only 100 calories. So you can keep the energy high from puck drop to the final horn. Whether it's a power play, a big save, or a game-winning goal, celebrate it with the clean, refreshing taste of carbless. Find your bliss tonight at the rink or anytime at drinkcarbless.com. Carbless, crafted for hockey nights in Detroit.
If you're looking for a meaningful career with lots of room to grow, both professionally and personally, consider UWM. We're one of the largest companies in Michigan, big enough to offer impactful roles in a wide range of specialties. But you'll also find a community of fellow team members ready to welcome, train, and support you. So no matter what stage you're at in your career, you'll find your fit at UWM. Check out UWMcareers.com and apply today.
In every home, someone is always too cold or too warm.
What's the temperature in here? I'll just...
And then there's someone who's trying to save money.
Step away from the thermostat.
Well, DTE wants to help with both. Seal air leaks, add insulation, and change filters regularly to save up to $200 a year. And stay comfortable, too.
Ah, warm and cozy.
Get more tips at dteenergy.com/saveenergy. DTE.
Hey, may the force be with you, Hockeytown. Don't miss Star Wars night on October the 17th. Get your tickets at DetroitRedWings.com/special offers. 2 shots by the Red Wings, 3 for the Maple Leafs. Both teams have had some good scoring chances. Kane, the best one for Detroit, and Austin Matthews for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And both teams have had some big turnovers as well in the first period. Defense and goaltending has kept us scoreless tie. Only judged pass by Rich Sider.
Ben Sherratt from center ice whistles it in behind the Toronto goal. Stolars to dump it into the corner. Riley didn't clear it out. Sider holds it in, passes it out in front. Trying to turn and fire was Casper. He was covered by Max Domi. And now it's knocked down with a high stick out to the Toronto blue line. Kane picks it up, moves in over the Toronto blue line into the corner. Hands it off to Marco Casper. Dumps it off to DeBrincat. In the slot, Mo Sider fakes, backhands it, and off the side of the goal. Stolar's got a piece of it as well. Sider intercepted it again as the Leafs pick it up. Now Carlo in behind the Maple Leaf goal to hammer it up the near side to Robertson, and he'll backhand it out to the Red Wing blue line.
See, there's a real good play by Patrick Kane in the offensive zone. He's probably given up 30 pounds to Dakota Joshua, but he allowed him to come towards him, trying to pin him against the boards, retain possession of the puck, kept it in there. When the Wings had a scoring chance from Red Sider, but protecting the puck in the offensive zone, very, very important at this level.
Out at center ice, Nicholas Waugh hands it off right side. Yarnsbrook with a shot, save made. Talbot's out of position, a pass out in front, and Joshua was covered by the Red Wing defense.
You mentioned their production, the third and the fourth lines in the first 2 games of the season. Kelly Yarncroft leads that group, 2 goals already for the former Red Wing farmhand.
Wings dump it in, make a change on the go. 10:14 to play in the opening period, and there's no score. McCabe outlets it, lost it, now it's intercepted by the Wings. Here's Raymond over to the left side. Dylan Larkin with a shot, and that one knocked away with a stick of Stolar's. Puck comes out to center ice. Finney was bumped by Cowan as that puck is slowly into the Red Wing zone for Simon Edvinsson, who hands it off. Raymond Edvinsson again. Now the Wings pump it up the right side to the Toronto line. Matthews quick feet ahead. Here's Nyes making his way in left circle with a shot and doing the splits to make the glove save. Cam Talbot.
They think his production is going to go up by Matthew Nyes. Powerful rush that time down the left side. He let it to go as Rich Sider was coming over to him, but still well placed. And that was a very good glove save again by Cam Talbot with no rebound.
Timeout, 9:43 to go. Scoreless tie in the opening period. This is the Detroit Red Wings Radio Network presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here. Hey, it's Ken Cal, voice of the Red Wings. There's a homegrown squad that's been around even longer than the Wings. Rose Pest Solutions turned pro over 160 years ago and has dominated pests ever since. Rose safeguards your home or business against pests like bedbugs, cockroaches, rodents, and spiders. Their technicians are also equipped to meet all safety regulations. That's why Rose is an official partner of the Detroit Red Wings. Pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call Rose at 800-966-ROSE or go to rosepestsolutions.com.
The 2026 Chevy Equinox is more than an SUV. It's your Sunday tailgate and your parking lot snack bar. Your lucky jersey, your chairs, and your big cooler fit perfectly in your even bigger cargo space. And when it's go time, your 11.3-inch diagonal touchscreen's got the playbook, the playlist, and the tech to stay ahead. It's more than an SUV. It's your Equinox. Chevrolet, the official vehicle of the Detroit Red Wings.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Cam Talbot tested right before the commercial break right there, and he made a nice glove save.
And that's the Wings that need some quality goaltending. I think both he and John Gibson. Gibson obviously didn't have a good game his first in a Red Wing uniform, but he's going to bounce back to a couple of veteran guys who know how to play.
9:43 to go, opening period. 6 shots by the Leafs, 2 for the Red Wings. Red Wings' best opportunity came early after a miscue by the Maple Leafs, and Kane with a backhand. Stolarz made a good save on him. Tribute here, Mark Curtin, former Detroit Red Wing player, also played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I've been watching it, Ken, and really not paying too much attention, obviously, but Mark and I were best friends, and he lived in the same lake as I did out in Waterford, and what a great human being he was, and there's a guy that had a good NHL career, but did so much more once his career was over in battling ALS. But what a tragedy to go at such a young age, and what a great person, a great teammate he was. Leafs with an opportunity, a pass over to Matthews, right circle, got it away, and Talbot with another save. I remember Mark Curtin, always a fan favorite, too, when he played for the Detroit Red Wings.
And just a hard-working guy, played his junior hockey in the Peterborough Petes, but he was something else, and he played also with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Vancouver Canucks.
No score first period. Oliver Ekman-Larsson with a shot, got it through, and again, Talbot busy with the 2 goaltenders right now, and he comes up with another glove save.
And these afternoon games, sometimes it takes a while for the players to get ready, especially early on in the season, but either team, I think, right now is playing at that too high a level, but that'll definitely get going here as this game moves along.
Tampa Bay looking for their first 2 points of the season. They have a 4-2 lead over the Boston Bruins with 9:22 to go in the second period.
I think it's been 10 years now since the Tampa Bay has ever gone past the first 2 games of a season without winning the game. So for John Cooper and his team, Andrei Vasilevsky in goal, Hedman back on the blue line, they're just not used to this kind of stuff, but they got to pick it up in the very competitive Atlantic Division.
Face-off coming up in front of the Leaf bench out at center ice. You mentioned Vasilevsky, Paul. 0-2-0, 855 save percentage. That's underachieving for him.
And he's either the best goaltender in the world or the second best goaltender. He's been that way for a long period of time, but he missed most of training camp, so that's the issue right there. He'll get it going. Once he gets it going, that team will be playing better. But I tell you what, this Atlantic Division, I think all 8 teams, even including the Buffalo Sabres, once they get healthy, have a chance still to make the playoffs.
I think we saw on opening night, Montreal, they've won a couple of games.
The thing about them is they're 2-1, but all 3 games were on the road.
Look out from behind. Sandin Pellikka knocked down by Joshua. And now they come back 3-on-1 over the line. Here's Waugh with a shot, and Talbot made the 6th save. Well, that one developed quickly as Waugh played it back in the line. Now to Morgan Riley. Shoots the puck through traffic. On the doorstep was Waugh again, trying to provide the screen.
And again, Craig Berube, the head coach, has got to be satisfied. Lots of production in the 3rd and the 4th lines. It's just top 2 lines that really haven't gotten going offensively, especially that top line centered by Matthews.
Trying to get something going for the Leafs, play a little bit physical. No score in the hockey game. Carlo in his own end dumped it ahead to Tavares. Now Yarncroke sends it rink wide to Morgan Riley. He'll turn back deeper into his own zone and regroup. 8:28 to go, first period. No score in the game. Here's DeBrincat now with a nice move to make his way in over the line. Lost the handle of it. Nylander will dump it off to Carlo. Swept it out to the Detroit blue line, and Albert Johansson to pick it up for Detroit. Hansen was -3 in the first game against Montreal, then bounced back. He was +4 in that last game against the Leafs. Patrick Kane on the ice for Detroit. He had the Red Wings' best scoring chance so far. Dancing out to center ice, lifts that puck off the right wing boards into the corner in the Maple Leaf zone. And it's icing called against Detroit as Kane shot it in from his side to the red line.
And Jacob Bernard-Docker deserves some credit as well. He made a difference in that 3rd defensive pairing. He was +3 in that game, and all of a sudden that 3rd pair was a liability in the first game. And they were a strength in game number 2.
Yeah, Jacob Bernard Docker, 10 minutes and 16 seconds of ice time, made the most of it, as you mentioned, Paul, +3 in that game.
How about Matthew Schaefer, the New York Honors? They played 2 games. They've lost at both games. That's one of my surprise that teams in the Eastern Conference. They're going to get better. But Schaefer, the young defenseman, he's only 18 years old. He played over 26 minutes and scored a goal. Last night, that 1-0 loss to the Washington Capitals. 26 minutes for an 18-year-old rookie. That's getting back into Bobby Orr terminology.
All right, the Red Wings shoot it into the Toronto zone. Here's Robertson losing the handle of it. Bobby McMahon will dump it deep into his own end. Tanev swept it across the McCabe. Brown with the "Let's go Leafs, go Leafs, go" chant as the Leafs from center ice. Domi bounced it into the Detroit end. Robertson with a slap shot from a sideboard angle, and that one knocked away with a stick of Cam Talbot. Winding it up is Mo Seider out to center. Toe drags the puck to get away from his man. Over the blue line, punched it now to Rasmussen, to Seider, who's in deep in the Toronto zone. Appleton after the puck along the corner. Rasmussen helps out to steal the puck. To the line of Sherratt with a shot and reaching out with a glove hand. That one looked like it was going wide, but Stolarz with the save.
It was a good move by Moritz Seider of his own zone, coming there, faked the pass, and stepped around Easton Cowan. You didn't see that move playing junior hockey in the London Knights, but he's a highly thought of young center iceman, just outstanding last year for the Knights as they won that Memorial Cup.
Special teams always important in the National Hockey League, and the best power play team right now, even though they only played a couple of games. Minnesota, 5 for 11, 45.4% on the power play.
And Minnesota barely missed the playoffs last year in the Western Conference, so definitely want to get things going. Again, they got Kirill Kaprizov in their lineup. He signed long-term, $17 million per season, the contract with Kirill Kaprizov. And really, the owner of the team said it many times last year and this year as well. Whatever it takes to sign this guy, we're going to do it. And that made it much more difficult for General Manager Bill Guerin to make a deal that sort of helped his team. And we'll see the exact opposite in Edmonton, where Connor McDavid took the exact same salary he's got, $12.5 million, and added 2 more years on with no raise. So that's definitely going to help out the Oilers.
Mentioned Kaprizov, but you got to look at Matt Boldy too. He's off to a good start.
Yeah, they got lots of weapons, and the guy really like Joel Eriksson-Ek. He's one of the top 2-way center ice in the National Hockey League. Lots of injuries in Minnesota, but on paper, that's a very good team in the Western Conference as well.
Here's Chris Tanev in his own zone, hands it off to McCabe. No score here in the opening period, 6:35 to go. Nice, dropped it back. Cowan to dump it in behind the goal. And turning with it is Edmondson. No penalties called in the hockey game thus far. Cody Beach, Kendrick Nicholson are the referees. Scott Cherry, Shander, Alfonso are the linesmen. Nyes makes his way in, stop. Bernard Bransek Nygaard fell down. Now he gets up quickly. Makes his way over out towards center ice as the Red Wings prepare the breakout in their own end.
That was a good quality shift by the young center iceman, Easton Cowan, playing the wing with Austin Matthews. Good hits by him in the offensive zone. They just dump it right back in there.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson doing the job, and now Dakota Joshua moves into the corner, and he's hip-checked along the boards. Good play right there by the defenseman, Sandin Pellikka. Back to the line, barely held in by Benoit, and now the puck is frozen as the puck came off the end boards to the side of the Red Wing goal. Frozen with the blocker of Cam Talbot.
It's been a bit of a sloppy first period of play. Maple Leafs, though, 11 shots on goal. Detroit just 3, and Detroit, after such a quality game, their last game on home ice, has not really responded here in the opening period. They got to play much better now.
Every time the Red Wings score a goal this season, it will be a DTE Energy. Light the lamp goal. We've got a timeout. 5:49 to play. Scoreless tie in the opening period. This is the Detroit Red Wings Radio Network, presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here.
Hello, Detroit. SaySarah.com. SaySarah.com. Where you gonna go if you really want to save on a new used Chevrolet? What you say? What you say? SaySarah.com. SaySarah.com. Who's the #1 Chevrolet volume dealer in all of Michigan, where the customer's #1? SaySarah.com. SaySarah.com. SERRA. SaySarah.com.
Together, let's drive. I'm Lions head coach Dan Campbell. When you're injured in an accident, you want respect. How do you get the respect and money you deserve? Call Sam. You need lawyers that get respect. And your lawyer needs to respect you, your case, and your family. That's why you need to call Sam. Get the experience, the resources, and the results that everyone respects. Get the Bernstein advantage. Get respect. Call Sam today.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
Fans, you ready for some weekend hockey action? Dylan Larkin Red Wings face off against Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. October the 19th, Sunday afternoon game. We want to see you in the stands and bringing all the energy to Hockeytown. Don't miss the action. Grab your tickets now at DetroitRedWings.com/tickets.
And that's a hungry team. Obviously, they've lost in the Stanley Cup Finals the last 2 years against the Florida Panthers, so that should be another great hockey game. Of course, they've got some of the best players in the NHL in the underside, and Connor McDavid.
Puck comes back to the line. Morgan Riley making his way in. Shot the puck. That's deflected away off the stick of Johansson and behind the Detroit goal. Johansson comes away with a puck, had his stick lifted. Tavares stole it. Now it's sent out in front and skips over to the left side boards. Pacelli swings in after it. Made a move to get away from Johansson. Sends it across. Right side. Carlo with a shot moving in from the blue line. And again, Talbot with a heads-up save.
Somebody played last year for Utah. Another good play by him in the offensive zone. He was on that top line, moved down the second line, and that's paid off. He's been one of their better performers here in the opening period of play. And boy, the Wings have got it going. Nothing like we saw in that previous game against Toronto at Little Caesars Arena. They've got to get moving here in the opening period.
Wings with just 2 shots on goal. Their best opportunity was early on after a miscue. Kane had a backhand. Stolarz made the save, but the Red Wings just haven't been able to get it in that offensive zone and keep it there.
Well, they started to have one good shift in the first 5 minutes, and that was again by the Compher line with the Kopp and Bransard Nygaard. But the other 3 lines have really spent very little time inside that offensive blue line.
Now James Van Riemsdyk chipped it back to Rasmussen to the line. Sider with a screen shot. Appleton providing the screen in front, but it was wide. Sherratt tapped it down low. It's intercepted. Now he'll come around the board. Bothered from behind. Sherratt by Robertson. Helping out Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Rasmussen dug it loose. Sends it out in front of the goal. They sweep at it. And now it's tipped out to center ice. And Sider to smash it across to Rasmussen, who got it to Appleton.
Just a little bit better for the fourth line. Good work by Ben Sherratt, the defenseman, pinching down the boards. Kept it behind the goal that time. But again, the Wings tried that quick little centering pass. Was intercepted. Now it actually took the pressure off the Maple Leafs.
Larkin, Finney, and Raymond out there for Detroit. Now the Red Wings scoop it up as Sandy Pellica brought it up the wing, lost the handle, and now here's Nyes coming back, moving in. Spin move, tapped it out in front of the Red Wing goal, knocked away in the high slot in front of Talbot. Finney lays it out to center ice. Lucas Raymond in front of the penalty box to slide it into the far corner.
It's a good defensive play by Simon Emerson, tying up Matthew Nyes. Not an easy thing to do. He's a big, strong, young power forward.
Raymond drops it deeper into the near circle. McCabe sends it to Matthews, who delivers it to Cowan at center ice. Over the line, now to Matthews, who spins with it in the right corner. Trying to turn around Johansson. Dropped it back on the blue line, comes over to Morgan Riley. Into the high slot for Matthews, who turns, fires off a Red Wing stick, and now the Wings trying to catch the Leafs on the attack, turn it over. Nyes along the left wing boards, check, got it in behind the goal. Now Johansson scooping it up for Detroit, brings it up the left wing, got it out to Raymond at center ice in front of the Red Wing bench.
Easton Cowan's made a difference at the top line, playing a much higher level now with Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes and their prize rookie, Cowan.
Kelly didn't do much on that top line as he played against the Wings on Saturday. Here's Kopp now racing in behind the goal. Moves into the corner, and a penalty coming up to Morgan Riley as he checked the Red Wing player down from behind. That was J.T. Compher. Compher having some words with Morgan Riley, but the first power play of the game will go to the Red Wings.
But it all starts because Andrew Kopp gets in behind that net. He picks up that loose puck and didn't throw it away. Hung on to it, dumped it back behind. J.T. Compher got cross-checked from behind. But to give the Wings a chance to take the lead in the first power play of the game.
Cross-checking the call to Morgan Riley at 16 minutes and 53 seconds. And this Red Wing power play coming up there, first of the hockey game. Brought to you by Carbless, the preferred ready-to-drink canned cocktail of your Detroit Red Wings. Red Wings on the power play so far this year after 2 games, 2 for 8, 25%. They rank 8th in the National Hockey League at this point. All right, This has been the bread and butter for the Red Wings for the last couple of years. Let's see what the Wings can do to try and score on the power play as the Leafs come away with it shorthanded and lifted down the ice by Nicholas Waugh on a penalty-killing roll.
Maples are missing a couple of good defensive players. Scott Lawton, Stephen Lorenz. They playing that penalty killing, but still pretty good to start the season. One power play goal against in 6 chances.
Here's DeBrincat over the line to Dylan Larkin. Larkin checked by Kalle Järnkrok. Now a shot blocked out in front. Tanev got it out to Järnkrok, shorthanded. In over the blue line, skates Nicholas Waugh. He bumped off the puck right there by Mo Seider. 2.5 to go, opening period. Red Wings with a man advantage for a minute 22, trying to break this scoreless tie. DeBrincat knocked down. Nyes brings it back shorthanded up the left wing wall into the Red Wing zone. Dropped past to Matthews, who's in a penalty-killing role. Bounced it back out to center ice. And now ragging the puck there is Simon Benoit. He'll just shoot it all the way to Cam Talbot. It skipped. It kind of short-hopped him, but he managed to block the puck. He's got to get it in that offensive zone and get set up. That's something they haven't been able to do. 50 seconds to go on the Red Wing man advantage. He's not threatening thus far, and now it's Järnkrok again to intercept, and he will dump it all the way down the ice. Not much going right now. Here's Sandin Pellikka to bring it out to center. Drops it to the trailer. JT Compher, feed pass ahead over the line. Michael Brandsegg, knee guard into the corner. Now to Compher. Wings get set up in the Toronto zone. Cross ice, crease pass. Here is Kasper with a shot and reaching out with a glove hand to make the save. Anthony Stolars with James Van Riemsdyk on the doorstep.
He was probably about 40 feet away. Marco Kasper, he turned and fired. Still forced Anthony Stolars to make a good glove save. Van Riemsdyk down low looking at that rebound. Never did come, but that's how he makes his living. Down in front of the opposing team's goal crease. He's a dangerous man in that situation.
Big, strong guy, James Van Riemsdyk. Minute 34 to go. Scoreless tie, opening period. 27 seconds left in the Red Wing power play.
On the move late in his career. Played for the Boston Bruins, Columbus Blue Jackets last 2 years.
Sandin Pellikka with a bullet. Wrist shot from long range, just wide of the goal. He's got it again. Now hands it off. Kasper in the slot. JT Compher backhands it out in front. Knocked away out of midair and into the protective netting in the corner.
And the second unit out there in the power play, and all of a sudden they've been the more dangerous group here on this power play opportunity with 1:18 left in the opening period.
Coming up in our first intermission, our host Jeff Rieger will take you around the National Hockey League. Lots of afternoon games to be played on this Columbus Day.
And the two referees, the linesmen huddled up, and I'm not sure that puck did go up in the protective netting, so I'm not quite sure what the conversation's about. Red Wing captain Dylan Larkin standing back about 10 feet.
He's batted down with a high stick, and maybe they want to know where the faceoff's going to be here, either in the zone or out to center ice, perhaps. Nope, we're going to get a call right here.
Toronto 34 has 2 minutes for delay of game.
Delay the game, that means the Red Wings will have a 2-man advantage for 11 seconds.
Austin Matthews, the captain of the Maple Leafs, quickly over there to talk to the linesman. It's going to be Austin Matthews, the guilty party. He's saying he didn't do it. The referees disagree, and boy, the Wings have a chance to take the lead on a short 5-on-3. Still 11 seconds left in Morgan Riley's minor.
Is there ever a player that admitted to a penalty call? You never see a player say, oh yeah, I did it. I'm going to get in the penalty box.
Well, there was 3 different sticks up there. James Van Riemsdyk and 2 Maple Leaf players, and some Austin Matthews hit it hard enough to knock it from the middle of the ice all the way into the protective netting.
Now it looks like they're not, well, no, it's the wrong guy, I guess, getting the penalty. So Matthews comes out of the box and making his way into the penalty box, defenseman Benoit.
Benoit's good to penalty killer, big, strong defenseman of the Maple Leafs. There's a very important face-off coming up. Dylan Larkin will take it for the Red Wings. Top unit out there in the power play for Detroit.
Red Wing Power Play brought to you by Carbliss, the preferred ready-to-drink canned cocktail of your Detroit Red Wings. 2-man advantage for 11 seconds. Red Wings want to make the Leafs pay here. They've got some open ice down low. Here's DeBrincat. Now to Seider. Left circle feed, moving in. Raymond to DeBrincat with a chance on the doorstep. Stolars made the save. Larkin fights for the rebound. Larkin gets it again. Backhand scores! Dylan Larkin with a power play goal, and the Red Wings score first. They have a 1-0 lead, 1:05 to go in the first.
Boy, just a relentless effort by the Red Wings. They got that puck down low. DeBrincat, the first shot, a couple of saves by Stolars, the original shot, a couple of whacks, the rebound, rubbing up players. But how about Dylan Larkin just grinding it out, picked it up, actually moving away from the net on his backhand and let it to go, and he beats Anthony Stolars. What an important goal late in the opening period for the Red Wings.
So that means the Leafs will be at full strength now because it was when Benoit was serving the delay of the game penalty. So it's a power play goal and another DTE Energy light the lamp goal for Dylan Larkin and the Detroit Red Wings.
And Dylan Larkin now 2 goals on the season in the first 3 games. That's stopping a great period of hockey for Tom McCall and his team, but they're enjoying that lead down.
Yeah, Paul, that's where you get some numbers down low and you get a couple of Red Wings looking for a loose puck in front of Stolars, and Larkin finished the play.
Well, they got 2 different groups and both successful in the power play. That's going to be a strength of the team. There's no doubt about it. That's 3 power play goals already this season.
Minute to go here in the opening period. Detroit on top 1-0 after the power play goal by Larkin moments ago. A quiet crowd right now at Scotiabank Arena. Cop in the corner in the Maple Leaf zone. Tied up by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Now a turnover by the Leafs, but bounces over to the blue line. Mo Seider handles it for Detroit. His shot blocked by Michelli. Second effort, Seider got it deeper into the corner. Brandsteg Nygaard, the cop, who circles into the right corner, moved it back on the line to Seider. Rink wide feed, Sherratt. Fired a shot over the crossbar, rebound left wing boards. Slowing it down is Michelli, getting it out to center ice. Nylander worked it into the Detroit zone, and the puck knocked away from John Tavares. Sherratt tied up by Michelli along the wing. Centered it. Nobody there for the Leafs. 10 seconds to go in the period. Now the Red Wings settle it down. Seider in the trapezoid in behind Cam Talbot. Hanging on to the puck. 3 seconds to go in the period. He'll just hang on to it as the period will come to a close. And the first period belongs to the Red Wings. They get the late power play goal from Dylan Larkin, his second of the campaign at 18:55, and the Red Wings lead 1-0 after 20 minutes of play.
Hey, Alex DeBrincat had the original scoring chance. He'll pick up one of the assists. Lucas Raymond picks up the secondary assist. Larkin gets the goal. It's a big goal for the Red Wings, and definitely not the way Detroit drew it up. Look at those shot totals. 13 for the Maple Leafs, 4 for Detroit, yet somehow a 1-0 lead. Cam Talbot, easily the Red Wings' best player in the first 20 minutes.
And Paul, it's the power play, the bread and butter of the Red Wings that caused the problem for the Maple Leafs.
And that's not just been this season, Ken. That goes back a couple of years now. But they've got not just the one group, they've got the second group as well. They're completely dangerous. But the biggest question mark, again, it's been good or better this year, it's the difference between the power play and the penalty killing. The penalty killers have got to do their job, and if they do, special teams will become a weapon for the Red Wings.
And that's the second power play goal on the campaign that the Leafs have given up. And they're ranked 13th coming into tonight's action in the penalty kill department.
Boy, you look at them, too, and again, I mentioned the lack of offense from the top 6 forwards really has been their bottom 6 forwards. They've really carried the team offensively in the first 3 games, but again, the absence of Mitch Marner just does not look like the same team offensively, although we are very young in the season for the Maple Leafs.
First period shots on goal brought to you by the Macomb Group, the leader between the pipes for all of your industrial pipe needs. 13 shots by the Maple Leafs and 4 for the Red Wings. And Cam Talbot was tested at times and came up with a big save.
How about that call by the linesman or referee? I mean, I never saw that. I mean, they had their sticks up high, but there was 3 players around. But whoever did just see it, you got to give them credit. They got the call right. They saw it within protective netting. That is a minor penalty, and then helped the Red Wings up on a 5-on-3 power play take a 1-0 lead.
Well, hey, fans, are you nuts about your pup? Treat them to the Red Wings game against the Florida Panthers October the 15th. You can visit DetroitRedWings.com/special offers today. First intermission here in Toronto, Monday afternoon hockey. Dylan Larkin with a power play goal. The Red Wings lead the Toronto Maple Leafs by a 1-0 count. Jeff Rieger is standing by in our 1-800-CALL SAM studios. He'll tell you all about the first 20 minutes. In a moment, this is your home for Detroit Red Wings hockey, presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here.
Why do our members love financing their homes with LMCU?
I can get the best rate at LMCU. I don't have to worry about searching anywhere else.
Our loan officer was on the phone with us every day, making sure he could do whatever he could.
I know our family wouldn't be in the home today if it wasn't for LMCU.
LMCU has helped over 8,000 people buy homes last year. Will you be next? Discover competitive rates, personalized service, and low down payment options at lmcu.org/mortgage. Lauren, Anthony, and Chantel are LMCU members and were compensated for their time. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 442967.
All right, guys, who brought the boring, overpriced food to the tailgates?
Little Caesars Dill Deer here. Try cheesesteak crazy puffs for only $3.99 instead. With delicious sliced steak and onions, they'll still to show at every tailgate.
These taste legit. You should come to every tailgate, Deal Deer.
Oof, I'll be honest, I don't do tailgates. Too many headlights. For a limited time this NFL season, order cheesesteak crazy puffs for only $3.99. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Pizza. Plus tax were applicable. Available at participating locations for limited time. Prices may vary. Prices higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and third-party online sites.
Holiday gifting is a good deal better when you shop early holiday deals at Meijer. Save $40 on a Keurig K-Slim single-serve brewer. Save 25% on Room and Retreat Collection Cold Weather Throws. Get 30% off select Hasbro board games. And get 50% off select Hatchimals Alive toys. Bring more happy to the holiday season with early holiday deals at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Hey, hockey fans, get ready to launch your game day experience to another dimension with New Holland Brewery's family of beers, available here at Little Caesars Arena. Whether it's their top-selling Tangerine Space Machine IPA or the legendary Dragon's Milk Stout, New Holland has you covered. Proudly brewed in Holland, Michigan, you can find New Holland beers available throughout the arena and featured at the New Holland Bar on the upper concourse across from Portal 56. Let's go Wings!
In every home, someone is always too cold or too warm.
What's the temperature in here? I'll just...
And then there's someone who's trying to save money.
Step away from the thermostat.
Well, DTE wants to help with both. Seal air leaks, add insulation, and change filters regularly to save up to $200 a year. And stay comfortable, too.
Ah, warm and cozy.
Get more tips at dteenergy.com/saveenergy. DTE.
Jeff Ricker back in the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Wings up on the Leafs 1-0 after one period of action. Go ahead, check the scoring summary from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Very late in the period, Wings get a power play. Ended up being a 5-on-3 opportunity. The captain, Dylan Larkin, makes it count. 18:55 on the power play from DeBrincat and Raymond.
Out of Siders, left circle feed, moving in. Raymond to DeBrincat with a chance on the doorstep. Stolarz made the save. Larkin fights for the rebound. Larkin gets it again. Backhand scores. Dylan Larkin with a power play goal, and the Red Wings score first. They have a 1-0 lead. 1:05 to go in the first.
That would do it for the scoring. 1-0 after one. Shots on goal, big time favor of the Maple Leafs. 13-4 hits in favor of Toronto. 10-7. Then there's the power play, the great equalizer. Wings 1 for 2. Toronto has yet to get one. 1-0 Wings after one. Come back. We'll talk to Mike Stone from the Wings flagship 97.1 The Ticket. He talks Red Wings. We'll do it next. You're listening to Detroit Red Wings Hockey.
This fall, check out the spectacular lease offers at Jack Demmer Ford. This month, Ford AZ customers can get a 36-month lease on a 2025 Explorer XLT four-wheel drive for $409 a month with $2,149 due at signing with no security deposit required. $1,500 in open bonus cash and $1,000 in RCL cash. Hurry, offer ends November 3rd. Visit jdemmerford.com or discover the Demmer difference at Jack Demmer Ford on Michigan Avenue, a mile and a half east of I-275 in Wayne.
Imagine a world where technology transforms the way we think about our environment. Welcome to Priority, where we're redefining the future of recycling and cleanliness with cutting-edge tech. Our innovative solutions are designed for those who demand smarter, more efficient ways to care for our planet. We're not just ahead of the curve, we're creating it. Ready to join the revolution? Visit PriorityWaste.com and see how we're setting the new standards in the industry. Priority, where technology meets sustainability.
From Novi to Royal Oak and down to Woodhaven and even Windsor, Ashley has Detroit covered when it comes to affordable, high-quality furniture and unbelievably comfortable mattresses. After nearly 20 years in the community, Ashley is proud to be the first official furniture and mattress partner of the Detroit Red Wings. Shop any of our 7 Metro Detroit locations and mention this partnership to receive 20% off your purchase. Some exclusions apply. Visit us today and help support the Red Wings this season. Only at Ashley.
Hey, baseball fans, Mike Valena here. If you're looking for a great trip to plan, go do something fun, how about Vegas? The D.com, the D Las Vegas. It's your home for Detroit.
Back 1-800-CALL-SAM studio. Wings clinging on to a 1-0 lead over the Leafs after one period of action. Time now for the intermission conversation. Always a pleasure to talk to Mike Stone. Stoney from 97.1 The Ticket, the Wings flagship station. And I asked Stoney about the Wings so far. 2 games in, a win, a loss. What is he like?
Well, I've liked, Jeff, some of the young players seem to be fitting in a little bit. I mean, Pelicans move the puck well, Finney has the speed, things like that. So Yeah, I like some of it. I like the fact that they played like doo-doo in the opener, and they showed resilience after getting chewed out basically publicly by McClellan after that game. And even falling behind 2-0 Saturday, they came back to beat a really good team. So that's good.
You've been around a while, Stoney. I'm not calling you old, but you've seen a lot of Red Wings hockey. Sandin Pellikka led all Wings in ice time in Game 1. He looks to be pretty special. What have you seen so far? And I think the sky's the limit for this kid.
I think he seems really smart, and they need somebody who can move the puck out of the zone. You know, lack of physicality will be a problem. If they make the playoffs, we'll worry about that then. But I think he completely does what they need. Move the puck. Help keep possession of the puck, which he's really good at.
You talk about making the playoffs. I know Andrew Kopp said preseason that should be the expectation, making the postseason. The East is tough. I don't know who they would leap if they make the postseason. It's way early to be talking about this, but what does this team have to do to make the playoffs, or do you think they're going to make the playoffs?
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but if they were to make the playoffs, I think John Gibson has to play much better than he played opening night, and they have to somehow be able to have goaltending, whether it's him or Talbot, steal a few games. They have to be healthy. They can't take stupid penalties, and for crying out loud, their penalty killing has to be much better than it was last year. But it is going to be tough because there's a team like New Jersey who didn't make the playoffs last year because of all the injuries, and you think they're going to make them this year, so that's another team you have to worry about.
Talking to Mike Stone on the Red Wings intermission. All right, Stoney, there is such a thing as the Todd McClellan effect, I feel. Derek Lalonde was the coach last year. Of course, he got let go. McClellan really never had a chance to set everything up the way he wanted to. A full offseason, a training camp. I think that alone helps.
Yes, because you have a system that you learned from the get-go, which they, as you mentioned, they didn't have last year. Even when he came in and they had the bump, they really didn't change, or they couldn't change everything the way they play hockey. So, yeah, I think it's going to be much better. I just don't think they have enough talent top to bottom where they're going to make the playoffs because the East is so tough.
100 years of Red Wing hockey being celebrated all season long. When you think Detroit Red Wings, you've seen so many of these milestones. What's the first thing that pops into your mind? 100 years. What do you think the one moment is that should be celebrated the most?
I think it's when Bettman gave Yzerman the cup. I mean, that was the anguish just dissipated from people because it would have been such a long time being in that building for that night. And it was one of the most special nights of all. Look, there were so many of them. You know, if you wanted to do a quote-unquote Mount Rushmore, you have to have, obviously Gordy and Stevie and Lidstrom and where do you put Sergei? I mean, there's so much history with this organization. It's terrific.
You mentioned Sergei. His number finally will get retired. Yes. What do you think that means to this fan base, especially during the centennial season?
I think it means a lot. I think a lot of the fan base believe that there were some bad reasons, some petty reasons why this did not happen, and that is all blown away once 91 comes up from the rafters. It's going to be great.
Last one for you. Lucas Raymond, Mo Sider, both alternate captains. How big of a season do you expect both those men to have? I mean, Lucas has already shown it, and Mo continues to lead ice time, it seems like, every night on the blue line.
I think they're headed towards all-star caliber seasons. They are not first-team all-stars. I mean, all-star, if there was an all-star game, which there's not because of the Olympics.
Which I think people like better anyway.
Yes, I think they're going to get better and better and better, and they signed great deals when they signed them to, when you see what's going on now.
The great Mike Stone. Stoney, we appreciate it. Thanks, brother.
All right, Jeffrey.
That's Mike Stone. Coming up next, the Out-of-Town Scoreboard. You're listening to Detroit Red Wings Hockey.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
After beating colon cancer, I'm turning setbacks into comebacks. I am Henry.
I'm pain-free and at full strength after spine surgery. I am Henry.
A life-saving delivery ensured my shift could continue. I am Henry.
When you need care to get you back on your game, trust the only care team chosen as the official team physicians for the Detroit Red Wings. Henry Ford Health. We are Henry.
We are Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Red Wings. For over 70 years, Feiger Law has been your hometown team of trial lawyers for auto crashes, truck accidents, birth trauma, and injuries due to medical malpractice. Let our team of homegrown trial lawyers win big for you. Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Red Wings. All we do is win.
All we do is win.
The weather's about to take a turn for the worse. So turn to Wallside for this never-before offer. Half off every Wallside window plus 81 months, no interest, or an extra 18% off for cash. Get your new windows fast before the weather turns and save like never before. Half off every window plus 81 months, no interest, or an extra 18% off for cash. Call 1-800-521-7800 or go to wallside.com.
Save time every time when you use online check-in for a great haircut at Great Clips, proud partner of the Detroit Red Wings. Download our app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
Welcome on back. 1-800-CALL-SAM Studios. Wings up on the Leafs 1-0 after one period of action. Get you back to Toronto for that second period first. The out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Rocket Mortgage, helping more Americans own more of America. Your journey home starts at rocketmortgage.com. Rocket, own the dream. Many games going on right as we speak. Avalanche up on the Sabres in Buffalo, 3-1. Tage Thompson gets a goal in that one. That's his first of the postseason, or make that the regular season. Lightning edging out the Bruins in Boston, 4-3. Anthony Cirelli having a day. He's got 2 in that one for Tampa. Preds up on the Sens in Ottawa, 1-0 second period. Jonathan Marchessault gets his first of the season. Jets doubling up the Islanders 4-2 on the island. Tanner Pearson gets his first of the season there. Later on tonight, Flyers bring in the Panthers. Devils in Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets. Canucks and Blues at 7:30. Kings and Wild at 8. And the late game tonight in Chicago, Mammoth in the Windy City to battle the Blackhawks. They'll drop the puck at 8:30. All right, let's get you back to Toronto. Wings lead at 1-0. Ken Cal, Paul Wood, second period. Take it away, fellas.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot. Both the Red Wings and the Toronto Maple Leafs about to make their way out onto the ice surface. And a late power play goal by Dylan Larkin, number 2 on the season from DeBrincat and Raymond, the difference at 18:55. And it's 1-0 Red Wings. Toronto out shooting the Red Wings 13-4 in that opening period. Before we start the second period, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Detroit Red Wings.
The best hockey lives here.
Back to Rick.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Welcome back. Well, Paul, not a heck of a lot of action going your way in that first period. Toronto did outshoot the Red Wings. Talbot made some pretty big saves, but the late power play goal, the difference, and the Wings lead them 1-0.
Yeah, Maple Leafs had 11 different guys that have shot on goal. Austin Matthews had 2. 1-0 lead for the Red Wings, but the Red Wings just had 3 players with a shot on goal in the opening period. DeBrincat 2, Larkin 1, and Patrick Kane 1. So definitely the Wings have got to prove themselves offensively, and Cam Talbot easily was their best player in that first period of play.
That's a history here in Toronto over the years, and we mentioned this is the 100th centennial season for the Detroit Red Wings, but had a chance to talk with the fine play-by-play voice on the radio for the Leafs for so many years, Joe Bowen, before the game, and this is Joe's final season. He'll be retiring at the end of the year, but, you think of Foster Hewitt and Bill Hewitt. He's taken over for them, and, boy, he had a great career, didn't he?
He really has, and and he goes back a long, long time, and I remember us back being in the old Chicago Stadium, and it was Joe Bowen. Back then he was working with a guy named Billy Waters, who was actually a player's agent, and then get into the broadcasting part. He did all kinds of things in the game of hockey. He was really a good guy as well, but, he's done an outstanding job for a long, long time, Joe Bowen.
He takes pride in the fact that he is an owner of the Green Bay Packers, and I guess the fans own that team, right? So he said they made that trade.
So he didn't have to take a mortgage out to get it?
He said he tried calling Jerry Jones, and he wouldn't answer the phone, though, even though he does own part of the Green Bay Packers.
And again, the Maple Leafs balance attack, but not a whole lot going. Matthew Nyes at 6 minutes and 38 seconds. Austin Matthews with those two shots, 6:20. And Easton Cowan, I thought, in the second half of that opening period, actually came alive, and he had some quality shifts, so that might be something positive for the Maple Leafs. But neither team really that dangerous offensively. How about that conversation with Austin Matthews with the linesman? As he was going in the box, and we kept thinking he was telling me he didn't do it, and it turned out he was right. They brought him out, put another guy back in. Matthews killing penalties, playing on the power play. He's doing it all for the Maple Leafs.
This afternoon, second period, brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Jack Demmer Ford, Jack Demmer Lincoln. Discover the Demmer difference. Red Wings are attacking right to left as we start this second period on a fresh sheet of ice, leading 1-0. Cowan with a feed in the slot. Nyes with a chance, and blocking that shot, top of the crease, Cam Talbot. Red Wings bounce it out to the Maple Leaf blue line. McCabe looks over his right shoulder, now his left as he picks it up in the corner, hit by Finney. And helping out, Morgan Riley got it to Nyes. He's checked from behind, and the puck comes to the point. And now Matthews with an outlet feed. Cowan breaking in. Turns, shoots, and that one knocked away by the goaltender Talbot.
It's a good play by Cowan. He fought off the check that time of Ben Sherrod. A little spin around, but turned in the fire, and that almost gave him his first goal in the National League.
Both teams changing on the fly. 1-0 lead for the Red Wings. 50 seconds gone by here in the second period. Leafs are attacking left to right. Michelli dishes it ahead for John Tavares, and he'll fire that puck around the boards into the Detroit end. Puck skips around the far boards. Tavares dug it loose in the Red Wing zone. Robertson make that Nylander is checked by Kopp. Kopp dug it loose, held in at the line. Carlo, right point, shoots the puck, and reaching out, making the glove hand save. Cam Talbot, again, a busy goaltender early on here in the second period.
That shot was wide of the net in the former Boston Bruin defenseman Brendan Carlo, but again, that's just a play that gets the opposing team, the defensive team, in that case the Red Wings, that gets them out of trouble. They're back inside their blue line. He just throws it towards the goal, and Cam Talbot will make that save 999 times out of 1,000.
Yeah, you brought up a good point as far as game management for Cam Talbot during our last broadcast, and he has to be heads up. Goaltenders have to be able to read the game, and at times when the Red Wings were outmatched and maybe didn't have the line combination out there that they wanted, he throws the puck to get a whistle and they could change lines.
And I tell you, the coaching staff, especially with the players, really appreciate that when the goaltender's making those kind of decisions.
Wings lead 1-0, a minute and a half gone by, second period. Wings dump it in. Here's Morgan Riley. Out of Michelli, outlets it up the right side. John Tavares spins it out to the Detroit blue line. It skips away from Nylander, goes into the corner, and now punched loose, and Patrick Kane will bring it ahead for Detroit. 4 points so far this season. Hands it ahead to DeBrincat. Shoots the puck in a crouched position, making the save top of the goal crease, Anthony Stolars.
All right, I've got my top three now. I've gone through each division, and my early picks for teams that are going to bode well or make the playoffs. In the Metro Division, I've got New Jersey Devils, Carolina, Washington. I've got those three are in for sure. After that, it is wide open. The rest of those teams can all make the playoffs, maybe not make the playoffs. Central Division, Winnipeg's in, Dallas, Colorado, same thing. 5 more teams have a chance to make it. Pacific, Vegas, Edmonton, the only 2 teams I'll commit to. LA Kings I had there. Watch out for Anaheim and Seattle. In the Atlantic Division, I got the Florida Panthers, and after that, it could be anybody else of those 7 other teams.
I like Minnesota in the Central Division.
And St. Louis, don't forget about them. And I'll tell you what, someone's got to beat the Winnipeg, Dallas, and Colorado, and that's not easy to do.
Albert Johansson shot from the left point on goal. Stolars the save. A whistle and a quick face-off coming up to Stolars' right.
And again, the Boston Bruins just off to a very good start, and nobody saw that coming, dead last in the Atlantic Division last year. Now they're tied for first place with the Florida Panthers. Both teams had 3 victories to start their season.
Boston coming back in their game as they were trailing by 2, and now it's 4-3 Tampa Bay. Here's Johansson with a screen shot. That one wide of the goal. Here's Van Riemsdyk was parking that big body on the doorstep. Johansson stumbles at his own blue line, manages to get it ahead. And now here's Appleton with a feed to Van Riemsdyk. He'll roll it softly into the corner of the Toronto end.
All of a sudden now you got the 3 big, strong forwards. Van Riemsdyk on that 4th line, but Appleton and Michael Rasmussen. This will become one of the better 4th lines in the game of hockey if they can stay together and start playing as a group.
Appleton got the feed from Van Riemsdyk. Right circle feed, good pass, moving in, a backhand try by Bernard Docker as he came in from the blue line. Good scoring chance, and Stolars the save.
What a great play by Mason Appleton. He was wide open down that right side, and almost like Bernard Docker stayed a little bit too much to the outside. Then he did come back in the middle. He's on his backhand, but Stolars made another critical save for the Leafs.
Started with Van Riemsdyk, getting that puck to Appleton. Icing called against Toronto, so the Red Wings with a Bit of pressure in that Maple Leaf zone. They face off down the ice to the right of Stolar.
It'll take him a while, but in my opinion, Kim, what'll happen is he'll sort of take charge of that forward line. He'll start explaining to the guys what they got to do in certain situations, what we're going to do in the offensive zone. And he's got so much information, so much experience. They'll listen to him, and next thing you know, he becomes a dominant line and very difficult to play against. And that's what you want. If you just what the Florida Panthers got, they throw every line out there, and they all play at a very high level and cause problems for the opposing team.
From the face-off, Rancic Nygaard had a chance. It was blocked right out in front of Stolar. Another icing call against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that's 3 icing calls in a row against Toronto to start the second period.
Brett Sutter at 8 minutes and 43 seconds back in the opening period. Axel Samdin Pellica, he was 7:54, second in average ice time. Very good for him.
Still can't believe that rookie played 28 minutes with the New York Islanders.
26:06 in his second game ever in the National Hockey League, and he scored a power play goal.
Wings win the face-off. Here is Sherratt with a shot. Lively rebound off the end boards and trickled into the corner.
And the Wings do a bit better job now, protecting the puck in the offensive zone. Conference back out there again with the cop. Rancic Nygaard. This was a very good line in the last game against Toronto. So another icing call here. Coming against the Maple Leafs. Been a choppy hockey game in the first two periods.
The Red Wings battling up the Maple Leafs, and now the Wings will change, and the same unit has to stay out there for Craig Berube's club, as we've got a whistle in the face-off coming up. Let's see who's out there for the Red Wings right now. You've got Raymond Larkin and Emmett Finney. Domi against Larkin for the face-off. Dylan, the lone goal scorer in the hockey game, 1-0 Detroit. Larkin wins the draw. Raymond from the blue line hands it off. Sandin Pellica, feed pass off the stick of Edmondson. Down to Larkin and behind the Toronto goal. Swept it around the boards. First man the puck, Robertson, to dish it down into the Detroit zone. Foot race for the puck. Here's McMahon. He could skate. And now he goes after the puck in the corner as it bounces away. McMahon kicked it away up the boards, gets it again, rolls it to Nyes. He couldn't reach it in behind the Detroit goal. Tanev turned it over as it's lifted ahead, and Emmett Finney will pick up the puck backhanded across the ice for Dylan Larkin. Larkin checked after muscling that puck in behind the Toronto net. Raymond trying to dig the puck loose, got it free. Morgan Riley dumped it ahead, and now Nye skates out to center, hands it off along the right wing boards, and Tanev to just roll it softly in behind the Red Wing goal. 15:30 to go in the second period. Matinee hockey on Columbus Day in the United States. Thanksgiving here in Toronto. 1-0 lead for the Red Wings. Nyes backhands the puck out to the center ice circle, chopped ahead, and Sherratt to pump it right back into the Maple Leaf zone. Cowan scooping it up deep in his own end, cuts out in front of Stolars, delivers it to Morgan Riley, pass up the right side, too far in front of Matthews, rolls to the front of the goal. Talbot keeps it alive as he hands it off, and now a feed pass to Casper out to center ice. Casper made his National Hockey League debut right here at Scotiabank Arena, playing his first National Hockey League game. Now it's Johansson up the left side to Casper, and he'll wheel a backhand from center ice behind the net. Brandon Carlo gets the feed from Stolars, now to Yarncroke, and he'll stick the puck into the corner in the Detroit zone. Not much going on right here as Edmondson will pick it up, move away from Yarncroke, slows it down, now hands it out to DeBrincat at center. Cross-ice pass, here's Kane, right circle in front, reaching for it, Casper, and he couldn't get it. Rolled off his stick as Casper was reaching for it. Kane trying to dig it off the boards. Now it's dug loose, away from Benoit, hustling after it to Brinkett.
Twins have woken up, and now their shot totals up to 9 after having just 4 back in the opening period.
The Maple Leafs just don't seem dominant offensively like they had in the past.
These afternoon games, especially early on in the season, a little bit more difficult to play, but they picked up the pace here, both teams in the second period.
Rasmussen shot, and it's deflected over the side glass and out of play.
How about Brent Burns? He now plays for Colorado. The veteran defenseman hit the 1,500 game plateau. There's only 8 defensemen in the history of the game that have played that many games. And here's one for you, Ken.
Yep.
3 of those 8 players played for the Red Wings. Wow. 3 defensemen with over 1,500 games.
Dick Lidstrom had to be one of them, right?
It's one of them. It's only happened 8 times in the history of a National Hockey League.
Is Paul Coffey one of them?
No.
He wasn't.
Wow. There's one you should get.
Chris Chelios, obviously.
And there's one more you should get because you probably talked to him earlier today.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Larry Murphy.
There you go. What an accomplishment you think about for Larry Murphy. All those guys, but especially Murphy.
Sider with a shot from the blue line, low to the ice. pad save by Stolars, and the Leafs will clear it out to center ice. Appleton will just muscle that puck back in behind the goal again.
If you've done something that only 7 other people in the entire National Hockey League have done, that's special.
I was talking with Larry Murphy today, and he told me that when early on in his career, when he was playing, he's 12, 13 years old, he said him and Paul Coffey were on the same team, and they actually got cut.
No way.
And they ended up being Hall of Famers.
Imagine the coach that did that.
Puck lifted down the ice and behind the net is Stolars to tap it into the corner. McMahon threw a bunch of legs, and got it out to center ice. A bit of dump and chase by both of these two teams right now. Yarncroke was stepped into, and coming back deep to play it is Comper. Hands it across to Bernard Docker. His pass off a leg. Yarncroke took a shot at it. Now it's lifted by Yarncroke, backhands it into the corner in the Red Wing end.
Bernard Docker's a former team. Ottawa got beaten badly by the Florida Panthers, Stanley Cup champions. They lost that game 6-3 in Florida. Not much happening for the Senators to start the season. I still think that's going to be a very good team.
Comper checked in along the corner boards by Brandon Carlo. Got it ahead to Dakota Joshua. Rink-wide feed over on the left side to Morgan Riley, and he'll dump the puck in behind the Red Wing net.
Panthers something else, though. You really think about Barkov and Matthew Tkachuk not in the lineup. They still start the season 3-0, but they had a pretty soft schedule. All 3 games were at home, and I think they will fall back to the pack.
Puck took a funny bounce off the glass, but the Red Wings couldn't get it. Now Robertson with a feed. McMahon using that speed, cutting in. Shot taken by Benoit, following up on the play, and Talbot with a pad save. 2 Leafs going in that time, McMahon and Benoit. Benoit got the scoring chance.
Lots of speed all of a sudden now. Both teams starting to pick up the pace, especially the Maple Leafs, and Cam Talbot's been easily the best player for the Red Wings.
Wings on top, 1-0 on the late power play goal in the first period off the stick of Dylan Larkin. DeBrincat circles in behind the Red Wing goal, attacking right to left. Brings it down to the Maple Leaf logo at center and flips it end over end, left corner in the Toronto zone. Tanev quickly lays it ahead to Cowan. In over the Red Wing line, pushed off the puck there by Ben Sherratt. Sider dug it loose along the boards. Now it's intercepted. Matthews turns, fires, save made, and then the rebound to Brinkett to get it ahead to Marco Kasper. Flips it in behind his man Raymond, and Kasper on a change to roll a backhand into the corner in the Toronto zone. 11:25 to play in the second period. 1-0 lead for the Red Wings. 16 shots by Toronto, 10 for Detroit. Finney with a body check on Cowan. Well, rookies right there out at center ice. Finney will pick it up in his own zone now. Bumped along the boards by Matthews. Finney got away from Matthews, tried to motor it out, and now it's intercepted. Matthews turns and fires, and that one was knocked away by Talbot.
I don't think he actually knocked it away. I think he actually hit him, and what a great play by Matthews. Good job by Emmett Finney along the boards. He won the battle, but Matthews came back, took it away, and turned and fired quickly, and almost tied the game at 1 goal apiece.
Play whistled down, right out in front of the Detroit net. And when we come back, the face-off will be to the left of Red Wing netminder Cam Talbot. Timeout, 10:56 to play. We're in the second period on this Monday afternoon. Glad you're in tune to Detroit Red Wings hockey. Red Wings lead 1-0. This is your home for Detroit Red Wings hockey, presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here.
My name is Jamie Hutchison, and I am a breast cancer survivor. I'm singing in a women's chorus. It's just nice to do something that feels good for your soul. This is a pitch pipe, and when you're singing, it allows you to get your pitch. Sometimes you're singing in one key, and you have to make an adjustment. I think life is full of pivots, and cancer treatment is no different. You can still find your note.
Take a second to pivot at carmanis.org/second opinion or call 1-800-CARMANIS.
In hockey, every win is earned. And at home, the victories are just as real. With J.P. Weiser's whiskey in hand, every moment feels like a win. From midweek matchups to do-or-die Game 7s, Weiser's is there. From the first puck drop to the final buzzer, we're all in. Because it's not just about the team on the ice. Here, it's about us. And when we gather with J.P. Weiser's whiskey for game time, that's a W. J.P. Weiser's, the official Canadian whiskey of the Detroit Red Wings.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Red Wings lead 1-0, 10:56 to go as we approach the halfway point of this hockey game. This afternoon's broadcast brought to you by Meijer. Meijer is the official grocer of the Detroit Red Wings radio network. Meijer brings more good to hometown hockey.
Washington Capitals lost the first game of the season, but bounced back with 2 consecutive victories last night on the road. 1-0 victory against the New York Rangers. They outplayed badly the Washington Capitals, but found a way to pick up the points against the Rangers, who are playing better to start the season. 2 wins and 2 losses. Our new head coach, Mike Sullivan.
We have our first final of the afternoon as the Avalanche defeated Buffalo 3-1. Buffalo 0-3 to start the season. Colorado continues to pick up the points. Here's Kopp with an outlet feed, and Sandin Pellikka brings it up across the Maple Leaf line, swishes it into the corner for Brandseck Nygaard. He's kind of hooked on the play. Still goes after the puck. Comfort digs it out of the corner. Tried to slide it out in front. Nice to intercept. Handed ahead, and here comes Morgan Riley charging out to center ice. Tapping it into the far corner in the Red Wings zone. Sandin Pellikka rolls it around the end boards for Edvinsson. Simon Edvinsson, who had an empty net goal on Saturday, dishes it ahead, and Kopp to roll that puck softly into the corner, goes after with Michelli behind the Maple Leaf goal. Halfway through the hockey game, 10 minutes to go, and a 1-0 lead for Detroit. Sherratt at the red line, bumped it off the boards into the Toronto zone. Benoit, rink-wide feed, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson to fire it, and that one out of play.
Problem with Colorado and Dallas, those two teams just seem to always match up in the playoffs. It's not won't be the opening round, but it'll definitely be the second round for sure. And it's hard to get by a team like that, but another dangerous season coming up for the Colorado Avalanche in that Western Conference.
Timeout, 9:55 to go. Second period here in Toronto. Dylan Larkin's power play goal. The difference, Red Wings 1, Maple Leafs nothing. We'll be back with more in a moment. This is your home for Detroit Red Wings hockey, presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here.
You just won the contract for a multi-million-dollar construction project, and now you need all the pipe, valves, and fittings to get the job done on time and on budget. It's time to talk to the McComb Group. We understand your needs, and we speak your language. We have the material and the expertise to handle your critical projects. We carry loads of inventory at branches throughout Michigan and Ohio. So call our team at 833-PIPE-USA or find what you need at McCombGroup.com. The McComb Group. We're built to say yes.
Dangle, Snipe, and Selly. Keep your car sparkling clean and wash all you want, starting at just $20 a month at any Clean Express Auto Wash. Or be like Al and enjoy 4 times the shine and 4 times the protection with our Ceramic 4 Ultra Unlimited Wash Club membership for just $40. Wash twice a month and it pays for itself. Do you drive clean? The Detroit Red Wings do. For locations, hours, or to buy online, visit cleanexpresswash.com today. Go Red Wings!
Imagine a world where technology transforms the way we think about our environment. Welcome to Priority, where we're redefining the future of recycling and cleanliness with cutting-edge tech. Our innovative solutions are designed for those who demand smarter, more efficient ways to care for our planet. We're not just ahead of the curve, we're creating it. Ready to join the revolution? Visit PriorityWaste.com and see how we're setting the new standards in the industry. Priority, where technology meets sustainability.
A rare Monday afternoon game. I want to say hi to everybody listening to our broadcast, especially at work today. The Red Wings lead 1-0 on the late power play goal by Dylan Larkin. His second of the season came at 18:55 of the opening period to Brinkett and Raymond picking up the assist. That's been it so far.
This line provides a lot of offense. I'd like to get back out there. It's out to Brinkett, Patrick Kane, Marco Casper.
Here's Michelli trying to move into the corner with it. Pass hit a leg of Kane. Got it second effort. Michelli did behind the goal to Nylander. And had his pocket picked there by the thief. This time was Mo Sider to get it ahead to center ice to Brinkett. Chipped it off a stick of Tanev into the corner.
Well, that stings when you get a big defense like that just cleanly takes the puck away from the offensive zone. But that's what Sider did right there against William Nylander.
Sider scooping it up quickly. Moves away from Tavares. And Michelli knocked it away from him. Keeps the puck alive in the Red Wings zone. Moving in. Pass across. Nobody there. Tavares just wasn't there as the puck goes to Yarncroke now. And the Red Wings poke it free up the near wing. And to Brinkett to sweep it by Carlo and softly into the Toronto end.
Craig Gabrubi was actually talking about Michelli, saying that he puts him on that second line to get Tavares going a little bit in Nylander. And he has played a strong game for the Maple Leafs this afternoon.
The swab of the centering attempt, but intercepting Dylan Larkin, poked it up the wing. Now Waugh got it over. Morgan Riley moving in with a shot, and that was tipped in front by Joshua. And now Finney using the afterburners to get that puck out to center ice.
And the Wings again turn it over at the neutral zone. The Maple Leafs dump it right there back in there. Cam Talbot was going to glove it, push it off to Rick Sider.
Reading the play nicely that time. Delivery netminder Talbot as Finney up the left side strides out to center ice. Had it knocked away. Matthews in over the blue line. Shoots the puck. Save made. Rebound chance. Ekman Larson with a blast. And another pad save made by Talbot.
And Finney just got a lesson right there. And Austin Matthews twice now in the second period. He's taken the puck away from the Red Wing rookie, and it led to a couple of scoring chances, but more good work. Big save by Cam Talbot.
And that's where you count on your goaltender to make the save like that. Finney had his pocket picked by Matthews, resulted in a scoring chance for the Maple Leafs.
At this level, you just can start to count. When a guy like that picks the puck away from you, you maybe have 2-3 seconds. Going to be an outstanding grade A scoring chance coming. And Cam Talbot bailed out the Red Wings right there.
Matthews on the first chance, and the second one Talbot made the pad save on top of the goal crease.
But the play that he made against Emmett Finney earlier, and this is a problem when you're out there against these top six forwards. He's one of the best players in the world, but it looked like Finney won the battle, but he quickly stole the puck back and fired it in that one motion. And that's what these great players can do to you.
Here's Max Domi, flipping it off his stick. Brandsick Nygaard in possession, and now he lost it as Robertson dished it back on the line to McCabe. McCabe shot the puck, deflected off the leg of Brandsick Nygaard, and bounces to the left wing boards to Bobby McCann. McCann rolls that puck around the boards. Now in the slot, a shot taken. Finney blocked it as Tanev fired it from the blue line. Robertson at the left point. Muscles it in behind the Red Wing goal. Wings have to be careful. Leafs coming on a little bit right now. Edmondson scooping a backhand. Didn't clear it out. Now it's out in front of the Red Wing goal. And Sider lifted about 25 feet in the air and clear it into the Maple Leaf end. Robertson out at center ice. 1-0 lead for Detroit. 7:10 to play in the second period. Johansson knocked the puck down out of midair inside his own zone. Long bomb pass off the bench on the change. Here's Rasmussen moving in with a backhand, and he whistled it wide of the goal. Rasmussen came flying in off the change that time, and he just missed the net.
He made all the right moves. He went to the backhand, but just past that far goalpost, things that close to taking it 2-0.
That one developed quickly. Now Matthews in the Red Wings zone, backhands it right through the goal mouth. Nyes was on the doorstep battling for possession. Now Matthews again with a shot that's blocked. Matthews another chance. Talbot the save, and he will hang on to that puck in the goal crease.
He's come alive here in the second period. Austin Matthews, just lots of grade A scoring a chance. The Wings very fortunately have not come back to tie it up.
Rasmussen off the bench, and he got the pass and had an opportunity on a breakaway.
He's a big, strong, power forward, Michael Rasmussen. That's his natural position in center ice. And again, with Van Riemsdyk now on one side and Mason Appleton on the other, that's the makings of the recipe for a good, solid fourth line.
Well, the Leafs coming on a little bit here in the last 5-6 minutes of the game.
I'd say so. The shot total is pretty good indication when the game is gone. 22 for Toronto and just 10 for Detroit.
The Red Wings, if they can get that second goal right here, that would be a major accomplishment and would be big. Here comes Kane down the right side. Into the Toronto zone. Knocked down from behind, and a penalty coming up to the Leafs right here. There goes Talbot for the extra attacker. Red Wings move on their third power play of the game. Wings have not taken a minor penalty here this afternoon. Casper, 6 players on the ice for Detroit. Delayed minor penalty coming up to the Leafs. Over the line, and now finally touching the puck is Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and the Red Wings go on the power play. Hooking is the call.
Simon Benoit's right back in the penalty box. He's the guy who took the penalty late in the opening of period that led to the first goal of the hockey game, and now the Wings a chance to extend their lead. That was not much of a hook on Simon Benoit.
13:57 mark of the second period, so this Red Wing power play coming up again. Brought to you by Carbliss, the preferred ready-to-drink canned cocktail of your Detroit Red Wings. All the Red Wing penalty kills this season, again, brought to you by Corwell Health. No matter the challenge, the response is always the same: we can.
And the Wings talked it over, and the Red Wing coaching staff decided to send that top group right back out there. I know it's a very important moment of the hockey game with 6:03 left in the second period.
Paul, the Red Wings like to cash in here and make it a 2-0 lead late in the second period. Larkin waved out of the circle, and now it's JT Compher will take the draw against Waugh. Waugh wins the draw, came to the side of the goal, swept away by Stolars, and Yarncroke. He's a good defensive player, and he can chip in offensively. He's got 2 goals this year. He delivers at the length of the ice. Mo Sider attacking right to left, brings it ahead. checked by Waugh. Drops it for the trailer. DeBrincat. Now to Kane out the center ice. In over the Leaf line. Kane, little button hook inside the Maple Leaf zone. The Sider over on the right side. Comfer skates into the corner. JT Comfer. Now to Larkin. Back to the line of Sider. To Larkin. Top of the right circle. In front for DeBrincat. And it's broken up. Yarncroke will pick it up again. And flips it high off the glass and into the corner in the Red Wing zone. Almost went over the glass right there. There would have been a minor penalty for delay of game. Wings will try again out of their own zone. 1-0 lead for the Red Wings. Leafs break it up at center. That's Matthews coming back short-handed with Nyes. Penalty coming up to Detroit. As Matthews shot the puck, it ends up in the corner. Matthews steers it around the boards, and Stolars goes all the way across the ice to his bench as they get another player out onto the ice. Oliver Ekman-Larsson in his own end.
A lot of valuable time coming off the clock. Just not good clock management by the Maple Leafs. This is an advantage for Detroit.
Up the center ice. Matthews in over the blue line. Had it knocked away by Dylan Larkin. Therefore, we've got the whistle and a face-off coming up.
Going to be an interference call against the Maple Leafs. Going to create a 5-on-3. 35 seconds left. That original minor penalty.
Detroit 71 has 2 minutes for interference.
The man who scored in the opening period, Dylan Larkin, the captain, in the box. And it'll be a 4-on-4 situation for 35 seconds.
Yeah, my mistake. And Dylan Larkin was down in that play. Got the stick up around the neck area. He was down and didn't get back in the play. The team's now 4-on-4 for the next 35 seconds.
15:22 will be the time of the penalty to Larkin. And coming up in 35 seconds, Red Wing penalty kill will be brought to you by Corewell Health. No matter the challenge, their response is always the same: we can.
Well, Austin Matthews had picked up his game during the second period. He's even the best player on either side.
Rasmussen in over the blue line, in the Maple Leaf zone, into the corner. Checked along the corner boards by Tannen. Still working hard, Rasmussen. Bumped it back to Sandin Pellikka at the right point. He brought it out to center, over and back. Now the Wings have to tag up. They do. And it's 10 seconds to go in the minor penalty to Benoit. Then the Leafs will go on the power play for about 1:20. Wings lead 1-0. Late in the second period. Domi hit the side of the net. Rebound comes to Tannen. Now the Leafs are on the power play. Big penalty kill here late in the second period for Detroit. Leafs are changing. Domi has it, though, inside the Red Wing zone. He's in that box formation in front of Talbot. Domi in the slot. Now to Matthews with a one-time shot. He hit the side of the Detroit net. People in behind the net thought it went in, but it hit the side of the goal. Into the corner, dug loose by Comfer. Rolls to the blue line. Riley holds it in. Riley now middle the blue line, hands it off. Nylander to Riley with a shot, and blocking it is Sandin Pellikka, and he backhands that puck all the way down the ice.
Just great defensive play by Sandin Pellikka. Came all the way across and blocked it. Good work up front by JT Comfer and Mason Appleton in the first part of that Maple Leaf power play.
Pretty responsible defensively, Sandin Pellikka, as that puck now rolls into the corner. Matthews after the puck for Toronto. Casper dug it loose for a moment. Now it's sent in the high slot. Look out. Here's Tavares moving in with a shot through traffic off the leg and wide of the goal. Matthews along the right circle now. Stick handling with a puck. Pushed down by Rasmussen. Makes it Edmondson. Edmondson kicked it across. Reaching for it now. Spinning in a penalty-killing roll. And he finds the opening using the left wing boards to deliver it down the ice.
Well, there's a sign of respect from the coaching staff. Puts you out there in a critical situation on a 4-on-4 Maple Leaf power play.
Penalty is over. Now the Red Wings are at full strength. So a big penalty kill for the Red Wings. Tavares steals it behind the Detroit goal. Into the corner after it is DeBrincat. And we've got another penalty coming up here as the play is whistled down. Let's see what the penalty call is right now.
Could be a high sticking call.
Toronto bench minor penalty. Too many players on the ice.
Craig Berube's not going to like that. And we'll be back with the Red Wing power play in a moment. 2:29 to go in the second period. Red Wings 1, Maple Leafs nothing. This is your home for Detroit Red Wings hockey, presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here.
I'm Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions. What if I told you there's a legal team whose winning record goes back over 50 years? What if this team had a roster of some of the best and brightest in their field? And what if I said that every time this team wins, you win too? I'm talking about Michigan's first family of law, Sam Bernstein Law. If you've been injured in an accident, calling Sam will be the best call you ever make. Get a winning team to fight for you. Get the Bernstein advantage. Call Sam.
Injured? 1-800-CALL-SAM.
Life is beautiful and fragile. We fall. We get tired. And sometimes we get sick. But with Corewell Health, we are also strong. We fight disease. We battle cancer. We come together. We come back. We push forward. When the body breaks, we break through. Corewell Health. We can.
The Chevy Equinox EV is more than an SUV. It's your sunrise start and your sunset adventure. An EPA estimated 319 miles of electric range means more views. And when you're ready to take the long way, your 17.7-inch diagonal touchscreen doubles as your digital assistant all along the way. All of this at a value you'll love. So planning your next getaway is even easier. It's more than an SUV. It's your Equinox EV. Chevrolet, official vehicle of the Detroit Red Wings. EPA estimated range estimated on full dark and front-wheel drive. Actual range may vary based on several factors, including engine temperature, terrain, battery age and condition, loading, and how you use and maintain your vehicle.
Too many men on the ice penalty at 17:31 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Wings will go on the power play. Coming up, brought to you by Carbless, the preferred ready-to-drink canned cocktail of your Detroit Red Wings. Just got word that Lucas Raymond was hit by Tanev, and he is not on that Red Wing bench.
Such a very important member of that Red Wing team, Lucas Raymond, and hopefully he's not injured that badly and come back and play in the game Wednesday against the Florida Panthers.
Larkin, DeBrincat, and Comfort on the power play. Sider and Kane handling the points. Wings with a draw. Wings would like to get one here late in the second period. 1-0 Detroit. Into the corner. Kane. Stick handles behind the goal. Punched it over. Left side boards for DeBrincat. Larkin to DeBrincat. Down low to Kane. In front for Larkin. Off his stick. And the Leafs come back. Look out. 2-on-1 short-handed. Waugh over the blue line. Waugh drops it back. A shot. Talbot the save on the rebound. Waugh. And it's knocked away. Now Comfort quickly picks it up and circles with it out in front of his own goal.
Wings turned that puck over deep in the Maple Leaf zone. That was JT Comfort. Led to an odd man rush, and the Maple Leafs almost score a very important short-handed goal.
You want to give up those short-handed opportunities. Minute 14 to go. Red Wing power play. Now the Wings get it set up in the Maple Leaf end again. Patrick Kane off the stick of Larkin comes to the line for Sider. Now to Kane. Back to Sider at the blue line. Left circle feed to Brinkett. Sider, long shot blocked by Matthews. Matthews will just roll it up the left wing down the ice. Foot race for the puck, Nyes and DeBrincat. Brinkett protecting the puck, tripped up a little bit. Larkin will help out, and he picks it up for Detroit. 3-on-3, back across the Maple Leaf line now to Van Riemsdyk. He'll roll it softly in behind the Maple Leaf goal. Tanev got there first and wheels it all the way out to center ice for Yarncroke, and he'll just dump it in behind the Detroit net.
And nothing really happened. The Red Wings have power play now. Just 30 seconds left and less than a minute to go here in period number 2.
It's on top 1-0. Larkin, the lone goal scorer late in the first period on the power play. Here comes Casper out to center ice. Moves after the puck in the corner with Christopher Tanev. Helping out his Kopp to roll it into the corner. Yarncroke, first man to the puck, and he will deliver it all the way down the ice. He's a pretty good pro, that Yarncroke.
Been around for a long, long time now. It's been a long time since he was actually in the American League for the Detroit Red Wings.
The Wings tap it out to center. Penalty is over as McMahon brings it over the Red Wing line. Shot the puck. Blocked there by Talbot. Bounces back into the high slot. Morgan Riley. Riley centers it out in front off a stick. It ends up behind the Detroit goal. Popped up into the air right out in front. And cleared away by Sherratt. Selling it down is Rasmussen. He didn't clear it out. Riley with a chance. Blocked by Sherratt with a glove. Feed pass ahead to center. 4 seconds to go in the period. Rasmussen dumping it into the Toronto zone. And the period will come to a close. And the Red Wings, after 40 minutes, still lead the Maple Leafs 1-0.
Being outshot badly. 24 shots for the Maple Leafs. Just 10 for Detroit through the second period of play. With the Wings now just 20 minutes away from a very important road victory against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Cam Talbot, easily the Red Wings' best player through the first 40 minutes.
Trying to get an update on Lucas Raymond because he did leave the hockey game after a hit from Tanev, and we'll try to get a report on that.
He was missing that power play. Had 2 goals in the previous game, and again, JT Comfort, that's a good thing from the coaching staff, trying to get him going offensively, put him out there in that situation, but he turned that puck over. It led to an on-man rush. Then the Maple Leafs almost tied the game up at 1 goal apiece.
Every time the Red Wings score a goal in this hockey game, it'll be a DT Energy, like the Lamp goal. No scoring by the Red Wings in that second period. Shots on goal in the second period brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota Let's Go places 6 shots for the Red Wings, 2-period total of just 10. And the Maple Leafs had 11 on Cam Talbot, who stood tall again between the pipes, 2-period total of 24.
Well, the Wings just got to bear down now and come out and play a good, solid third period, 20 minutes of hockey, and pick up 2 more points. So it's up for them, but the Maple Leafs definitely coming on. And how about Austin Matthews? He was dominant at times in that second period. Haven't got the shot totals, but he's got to be up to probably about 5, maybe 6 scoring chances so far after 40 minutes for Toronto.
Not a lot of happening in that second period. Red Wings, actually Toronto icing the puck early on 3, 4, 5 times. But at times throughout the course of that second period, the Leafs generated some offense. But again, Talbot's making some big saves.
And a costly bench of Minor going down the stretch really hurt Toronto. They did kill it off. In fact, the Wings didn't get a good scoring chance. But Craig Berube, the head coach, Derek Lalonde, and Mark Savard were talking it over back and behind the bench. But somebody made a mistake. Who was coming in? Who was going out? And that could have definitely hurt the Maple Leafs late in the second period.
Our second period break is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage, helping more Americans own more of America. Your journey home starts at rocketmortgage.com. Rocket, own the dream. We're in the second intermission. Glad you're in tune to Detroit Red Wings hockey from Toronto on this Monday afternoon. Dylan Larkin's goal, the difference, 1-0 Red Wings over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jeff Rieger's in our 1-800-CALL SAM studio. He's going to tell you all about this first 40 minutes of play. He's coming up next. This is your home for Detroit Red Wings hockey, presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here.
All right, guys, who brought the boring, overpriced food to the tailgate? Little Caesars Deal Deer here. Try cheesesteak crazy puffs for only $3.99 instead. With delicious sliced steak and onions, they'll still to show at every tailgate. These taste legit. You should come to every tailgate, Deal Deer. Oof, I'll be honest, I don't do tailgates. Too many headlights. For a limited time this NFL season, order cheesesteak crazy puffs for only $3.99. Little Caesars is the real deal. Pizza. Plus tax were applicable. Available at participating locations for limited time. Prices may vary. Prices higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and third-party online sites.
Hate's a strong word, but if you bought your home or refinanced in the last few years, you probably don't love your monthly mortgage payment. Well, rates have finally dropped and refis are back. So don't wait another day to connect with your local home loan expert at mortgagematchup.com. They'll work with you on a personalized refi plan that can help you save money now and for years to come. Don't hate your rate. Refi now. Go to mortgagematchup.com. Powered by United Wholesale Mortgage LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 3038. Licensed in all 50 states and the District of Columbia.
Meijer has everything you need to enjoy the flavors of fall. Locally grown tote bag apples are 79 cents a pound. Buy one, get one for $1 on fresh from Meijer boneless pork tenderloin. And assorted varieties of General Mills cereal are 2 for $4 when you buy 2 or more. Make your Halloween a ghoulishly good deal better with 25% off outdoor Halloween decor. And select snack-sized chocolate Halloween candy is $4.49 per bag. Make your Halloween a good deal spookier at Meijer. Exclusions apply. Sale deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
We are Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Red Wings. For over 70 years, Feiger Law has been your hometown team of trial lawyers for auto crashes, truck accidents, birth trauma, and injuries due to medical malpractice. Let our team of homegrown trial lawyers win big for you. Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Red Wings. All we do is win.
All we do is win. The weather's about to take a turn for the worse. So turn to Wallside for this never-before offer. Half off every Wallside window plus 81 months no interest or an extra 18% off for cash. Get your new windows fast before the weather turns and save like never before. Half off every window plus 81 months no interest or an extra 18% off for cash. Call 1-800-521-7800 or go to wallside.com.
Welcome on back. 1-800-CALL SAM Studios. 2 periods in the books in Toronto. Still that 1-0 lead for the Red Wings. A Dylan Larkin goal in the first period on the power play is all we have so far. Go ahead, check the game recap, or at least period recap, brought to you by Karmanos Cancer Institute. Your best chance. No scoring in that second period. Leafs had a lot of chances. They're out shooting the Red Wings 24-10. They have more hits than Detroit, 19-10. One power play for Toronto. They're 0 for 1. while Detroit is 1 of 4. Red Wings lead it 1-0 after 2 periods, trying to win back-to-back games against the Leafs. They're 20 minutes away from doing that. Coming up next, we'll talk to Paul Woods about everything. You're listening to Detroit Red Wings Hockey.
Hey Red Wings fans, are you tired of spending all your money on gas? Then you need the free Upside app, the app that gives you real cash back whenever you get gas. And with the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. Now, instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, you can download the free app from Upside and start putting money back in your wallet with every gallon of gas you buy. That's right, get paid real cash when you fuel up and use that cash to score some sweet Red Wings gear or tickets to the game. Best of all, the cash back doesn't stop at gas. Upside also works at restaurants and select grocery stores too. Upside users have already made back over $800 million. So don't wait. Download the free Upside app today and start getting cash back on every gallon of gas. And as a bonus for all you Red Wings fans out there, use promo code RW when you sign up and get an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back with your first fill up. That's promo code RW. Remember, use promo code RW for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank of gas. The Detroit Red Wings and Upside, a winning combination on and off the ice.
Hockey Town. The action is always fast, hard-hitting, and unforgettable. And now you can raise your game day experience with carbless handcrafted cocktails. Available right here at Little Caesars Arena, carbless is 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and only 100 calories. So you can keep the energy high from puck drop to the final horn. Whether it's a power play, a big save, or a game-winning goal, celebrate it with the clean, refreshing taste of carbless. Find your bliss tonight at the rink or anytime at drinkcarbless.com. Carbless, crafted for hockey nights in Detroit.
Hey, baseball fans, Mike Valena here. If you're looking for a great trip to plan, go do something fun, how about Vegas? The D.com, the D Las Vegas. It's your home for Detroit sports.
Trying to get the offense going. Got William Mueller out there with Matthews.
Onside over the line. Matthews got the feed from Ekman Larson. Put the puck between his skates. Moves in behind the Red Wing goal. Now sends it out in front. Broken up. McMahon to pick it up in behind the Red Wing goal. Delivers it to the blue line. Now McCabe to flip it around the boards. Comfer first man in the corner. Chopped it loose. Bobby McMahon into the corner. Cuts out of the pile. Moves it in front. And Nyes scores. Matthew Nyes parked off the left side of the Red Wing goal. Got the feed. Put it in. And it's now a 1-goal game. Detroit 2, Toronto 1.
Just good work for the Maple Leafs in an offensive zone. They win that battle. They pick it up along near the goal line. Just a hard to push towards the front of the net. And Matthew Nyes, a big, strong power forwards out in the front. Tapped it behind Cam Talbot, who's been outstanding. And just like that, the Maple Leafs are right back in the hockey game. That was Bobby McMahon that made that good move off the side of the boards. Picked up that loose puck after Chris Tanis banged it softly to him. Simon Edmondson went down and tried to block the pass. And with goaltenders won that situation, you take the guy with the puck, and I'll take the guy that's wide open. But when the goaltender doesn't know, it makes it much more difficult to make the save.
Shot by the Brinket from the left circle after that last goal that Nyes scored on, and Stolarz got a piece of it and deflected it out of play. You don't want to give the Maple Leafs any type of momentum. You've had them out of the game, and now it's a 1-goal game. The crowd's into it.
Yeah, big crowd's getting in the game now. And that previous timeout, Tom McClellan took the time during the timeout to have his team huddle up around the bench and explain to him how important these last minutes are now and what we got to do to secure this victory. But unfortunately, you got to give the Maple Leafs credit. Good play by McCann and a good finish by Nyes to cut the lead to 1.
Talbot's made some good saves, especially 2 on Matthews here in the third.
He's been the best player easily for the Red Wings.
Here's Cowan in the corner, dumping it back on the line. Shot blocked by Tanev. Rebound. Here is Cowan circling with it. Turns, fires it in front, looking for a tip from McMahon.
Give Craig Ruby a credit for dug up those forward lines. That got the Maple Leafs going. Scored their first goal of the game.
Diving along the blue line to hold it in. For a moment there was McCabe. It comes out the center. Cowan quickly gets the feed, cuts inside, had his pocket picked this time by Sherratt. Sherratt bounced it off the boards, and JT Compher slides it in behind the Toronto goal. Brandon Carlo picking it up for the Leafs. Out the center to the Red Wing line to McMahon, and he'll backhand the puck to the side of the Detroit goal. Marco Kasper outlets it out to Johansson over the Leaf line. Now to Patrick Kane into the right circle. Kane backhands it off the side of the Toronto goal. In deep is Johansson. Back to the blue line it comes. Bernard Docker holds it in. Comper lays that puck into the corner. Falling down, though, the Red Wing forward, Rancic Nygaard, to make that Kane. Now it's knocked out of midair by Yarncroke. Race for the puck. Johansson tied up his man. Joshua goes into the corner. It's deep in the Red Wing end. Yarncroke from the blue line. Poked it out in front for Matthews, and Bernard Docker knocked him off the puck at the last second.
He had to come from behind, actually reach around Austin Matthews to take that puck away from his stick. Good play there by Bernard Docker.
Well, the Leafs picking it up a little bit right now. Red Wings have to be careful. Red Wings lead 2-1. Nice, right circle, feed. Oliver Ekman-Larsson with a shot, and that's saved by Talbot. Rebound, delivered out to center by Detroit. Now Nylander over the blue line. Button hook inside the Red Wing zone. Stick handling away from Sider. Drops it back now. Oliver Ekman-Larsson with a shot. That's blocked right out in front of the Detroit net. Matthews will pick it up. Move it across. Right side to Benoit. Benoit shoots one, and that's gloved off by Cam Talbot. But, man, the Leafs are coming on now in that offensive zone.
You can almost think a timeout right now for Todd McLellan. The Red Wings just got to get things going, start spending more time in the offensive zone. Looking like a totally different team now than Maple Leafs here in the third period. Just one assist on that goal. Matthew Knies got it. Bobby McCann, the hardworking, big, strong power forward, picked up the assist. Another big face-off coming up. Red Wing captain Dylan Larkin's out there.
Approaching the halfway point of this third period.
Mason Appleton's moved up on the wing now. He'll be on that top line.
And the Red Wings, without the services of Lucas Raymond, who was injured in the second period, left the game.
What a big difference it makes when he's not in the lineup.
The thing about Lucas, he plays in all different types of situations. That puck is gloved off the side of the goal by Cam Talbot.
And now our top line consists of Emmett Finney, a rookie, and you got Mason Appleton, who's a fourth-line player, and the Red Wing captain Dylan Larkin. And again, it's going to be a challenge for the Red Wings to close this game out. Still plenty of time left for the Maple Leafs. 9:56 left in regulation.
Red Wings lead 2-1 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is the Detroit Red Wings Radio Network presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here.
Red Wings fans, get in the game at Dunham Sports to find great savings in every aisle. Since 1937, Dunham's has been bringing Red Wing fans the best values on the brand name sporting goods you want. Dunham's has your favorite brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Champion, Carhartt, Titleist, Bauer, Spalding, Warrior, Nordic Track, and many more at prices that are hard to beat. Get in the game and save at any of the 70 Michigan Dunham Sports locations.
Since 1927, Gallagher has been serving the communities where we live and work. We partner with businesses of every size to provide insurance, risk management, and benefit solutions that prepare them for what's next. Whether you are on Main Street or across the globe, we're ready to help you take on any challenge. As a proud partner of the Detroit Red Wings, we bring that same commitment to Detroit and all of Michigan. Dedicated to partnering with you to face the future with confidence. Learn more at ajg.com. Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and people strategy partner.
In every home, someone is always too cold or too warm.
What's the temperature in here? I'll just...
And then there's someone who's trying to save money.
Step away from the thermostat.
Well, DTE wants to help with both. Seal air leaks, add insulation, and change filters regularly to save up to $200 a year. And stay comfortable, too.
Ah, warm and cozy.
Get more tips at dteenergy.com/saveenergy. DTE.
Halfway through the third period, a goal by Knies, pulling the Maple Leafs to within one. They're out shooting the Red Wings 34-13. The Red Wings have just 3 shots on goal here in the third period. Larkin and Van Riemsdyk, the Red Wing goal scorers in the contest.
If you're a Maple Leaf fan, there's lots of time left on that clock. 9:56 in regulation time, and really all Toronto here in this third period of play.
Before the goal by Knies, it's been pretty quiet in here, but the tempo is picked up. Here's a long shot blocked out in front of the Red Wing goal. Came from long range. Now a shot taken from the left circle by Michelli, and that's knocked away by Talbot.
You can see why the Maple Leafs picked him up from Utah. He's a good-looking young forward. A good shot that time by Michelli.
Right now, the Red Wings just bottled up in their own zone. They just can't seem to get it out. Leafs are working hard along the boards. Finally, Larkin got it out to Finney, and he'll just roll the puck in behind the Toronto goal. Finney trying to line up Morgan Riley with a body check. He sidestepped him, and now a penalty coming up on the play. And I think the Red Wings get a penalty right here. Larkin protesting. However, Ekman-Larsson, though, is saying that he's cut, but the referee is looking on, and it looks like just a 2-minute minor penalty for high sticking. I think.
Well, just an aggressive forecheck at that time, and looks like it's Dylan Larkin on his way to the penalty box.
Detroit, number 71, 2-minute minor penalty, high sticking.
Talk about game management. You want to take penalties here, especially when the Leafs get some momentum here late in the third period.
Well, it's definitely unintentional by Dylan Larkin. But again, the rule means that you got Ekman Larsson's the guy who got clipped the high stick. You got to be in control of your stick at all times. But again, that's one of those plays I think the referees could probably let go in that situation. And Ekman Larsson wasn't injured on the play. Big power play opportunity for the Maple Leafs and a chance to tie it up at 2 apiece.
Big penalty kill for the Red Wings. Penalty kill brought to you by Corwell Health. No matter the challenge, their response is always the same: we can. Well, the penalty killers have to do the job here. 1-goal lead for Detroit in the third. Matthews long range, pumped it down low to Nylander. Outside rim of the left circle.
Sandin Pellikka's lost the stick. Jason Confer gives it to him.
Here's Nylander taking his time. Left circle, swings it across, runs side. It comes to Matthews. Now here's a shot taken by Nylander off a stick and wide of the Red Wing goal. Wings want to work that puck down the ice, but Red Wings player Comfer now doesn't have a stick. Now a turnaround shot by Tavares into the corner, and the Red Wings finally pick it off. Sandin Pellikka to clear the zone.
The Wings dodge a bullet for the moment. The Maple Leafs quickly back on the attack, but William Nylander could not handle the pass at center ice.
Appleton in a penalty-killing role with Rasmussen, Seider, and Ben Sherratt.
It almost made it a 5-on-3. Good move by JT Compher, giving his stick to the defenseman.
Minute 7 remaining in the Maple Leaf power play. 2-1 lead for Detroit. Tavares chases down the puck with Sherratt in the corner. Rasmussen feathers it along the boards. Mo Seider didn't clear it out. Riley holds it in. Bumped it ahead to Matthews. Down low. Here's Nyes. Charged towards the side of the goal. Hands it back to Matthews. Now on the line to Riley. To Nylander. Skates into the left circle. Down low. Feed past Nyes. Trying to work it out in front. Sherratt blocked him in along the boards. Tavares dug it free. Morgan Riley dumped it into the corner. John Tavares moves it over. Here's Nylander shooting the puck, and Talbot made the save and the rebound all the way down the ice.
Good penalty coming by the Wings. Just 25 seconds now left in the Maple Leaf power play. Wings really pressuring Toronto inside that Detroit blue line.
This was an area the Red Wings wanted to improve on this year, is the penalty kill. This is a big one right now. 17 seconds left in the Toronto power play. 2-1 lead for Detroit. 7.5 to go in the third. Red Wings poke it out to center ice. And now the penalty to Larkin is over. He is out onto the ice, and the Red Wings are at full strength. So a big penalty kill for the Red Wings. Domi flips it ahead. McMahon tapped it over too far in front of Machelli. Wings dump it out to the Toronto blue line, and McCabe quickly after it hands it ahead to McMahon. Put on the brakes, bothered from behind by Finney. Now worked that puck in behind the Red Wing goal. Took a funny bounce, taking no chances as Talbot freezing that puck along the left goal post with his glove hand on the ice.
Another good decision by the Red Wings veteran, the goaltender. His players are very tired out there. It was a long and grueling shift. They killed off that Maple Leaf power play, and he got a much-needed face-off right there for his team.
Toronto Maple Leafs 0 for 2 unofficially on the penalty, or power play rather. Dylan Larkin took both minor penalties. He also had a goal in the opening period for Detroit of the power play variety.
Yeah, the Maple Leafs have definitely found their game much better now in the third period, up to 35 shots on goal. The Wings are stuck at 13, but they're still hanging on to that 1-goal lead.
Well, that's where you got to win those battles, right, Paul, in the third period, and you got to shut teams down.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, but that's exactly what's got to happen. Austin Matthews, he's picked up his game the last 2 periods.
Now turning with it, Nylander to Matthews. One-time shot in front, Nyes providing the screen, and now along the left wing boards, it's delivered by DeBrincat into the Maple Leaf end.
Yeah, more good work for Austin Matthews, and a nice block shot by Simon Edmonds. I don't think that got through to Cam Talbot.
Matthews dropped it back. Nylander stood up. Nice body check by Edmondson. Tall, rangy defenseman for Detroit. Red Wings fail to clear it out. Here is Nyes in behind the Red Wing goal. Backhanded in front for Jarnkrok. He scores. Jarnkrok from the right circle fired it upstairs. And with 6:18 to go in the third, Toronto has tied the game 2-2.
Axel Sandin Pellikka got beat that time 1-on-1. He lost his balance in the play, and it gave the Maple Leafs the time. And how about Kelly Jarnkrok? Who saw that coming? He's got 3 goals now to start the season for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that one makes it a 2-2 tie. 13:42, the time of the goal by the
former Red Wing draft choice, Calle Yarncroke.
And that's the Sandy Pelican. He's probably giving up maybe 30 pounds to Knies. He's such a big, strong power forward, and he kept that puck alive in the offensive zone. And Yarncroke dropping down to one knee, made no mistake. Nothing Cam Talbot could do on that one. He's made a lot of brilliant saves. Perfect shot right below the crossbar.
The Red Wings just getting outworked here in the third period. Wings had a 2-0 lead after the Van Riemsdyk goal at 4:25 of the third. Knies and Yarncroke scoring for Toronto to tie it up, and now a icing call against the Maple Leafs with 6:13 to go.
And now the Wings are looking at a 2-0 lead in this third period of play, but now you've got 6:13 left in regulation. You want to at least get yourself to sudden death overtime. Maybe you get a chance to win it in overtime.
The Red Wings just on the breakouts, just can't get that puck out. All right, here's Sider working that puck in behind the Maple Leaf goal. Brandon Carlo dumped it up the wing. Yarncroke battling hard along the boards. Now it's sent across to Benoit. Simon Benoit with a burst of speed over the Red Wing line. Met with a body check from Sherrod. Delivers it behind the Detroit net.
Well, it's just one guy, but you can tell you the force, the impact that Lucas Raymond has on the Red Wing team. They have not been the same team in the third period, but he did not come back out.
Stolar setting it up. Hasn't really been busy here in the third period. Wings with just 3 shots on goal. Cowan, second effort, got it over the line. That play looked like it was offside to Matthews, but the play continues. Red Wings control, lifting it out to center ice. It bounces to Tanev inside his own end. Dumped it off the boards to Cowan. He'll sweep it deeper into the Toronto zone. They'll regroup there. McCabe swings it over to Tanev, back to McCabe. Up the left side boards for Knies. He's worked hard in the third. Knies chases the puck down in the corner. Johansson got there first to play it around the boards to Bernard Docker, who got it out to Finney at center. Backhands the puck into the corner and then exits the ice on a change. Austin Matthews up the right wing. Rink wide feed to Michelli. And the play is whistled down, and I think we've got penalty calls right here.
It's going to be outstanding minor penalties. The first one's going to be high sticking against the Maple Leafs. And Dylan Larkin's going back in the penalty box as well. A little bit too much officiating there. They got the sticks up high, both of them, but you don't need to make the call. It's Oliver Ekman Larson and Dylan Larkin.
Give me a minor penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct embellishment.
High sticking, the penalty to Oliver Ekman Larson, and embellishment by Dylan Larkin.
It's a third minor penalty for the Red Wing captain, and he just can't do that, Dylan Larkin. They need him on the ice.
Timeout. We'll be back with the final 5:01 of regulation. The Leafs have tied it up. It's 2-2. This is your home for Detroit Red Wings hockey, presented by LMCU. You'll love banking here.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
All right, guys, who brought the boring, overpriced food to the tailgates? Little Caesars Dill Deer here. Try cheesesteak crazy puffs for only $3.99 instead. With delicious sliced steak and onions, they'll still to show at every tailgate. These taste legit! You should come to every tailgate, Deal Deer. Oof, I'll be honest, I don't do tailgates. Too many headlights. For a limited time this NFL season, order cheesesteak crazy puffs for only $3.99. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Pizza. Plus tax were applicable. Available at participating locations for a limited time. Prices may vary. Prices higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and third-party online sites.
I'm Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions. Everyone knows you get aggressive on fourth down, and everyone knows you call Sam if you're injured. Why not? They've been offering their no-fee guarantee forever, and they always give everyone a free call and consultation. Not to mention they've recovered billions of dollars for their clients, and they've had the winning record for over 50 years. That's why everyone knows you call Sam if you're injured. It's the best call you can make after an accident. Some things just aren't up for debate. Injured? Call Sam.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
Calle Yarncroke's goal at 13:42, tying it up 2-2. Penalties to Larkin and Ekman Larson. And it's 4-on-4 hockey right now with 5 minutes to go in regulation.
That's costly minor penalties I mentioned against Dylan Larkin. You already got Lucas Raymond, who's not going to come back out. That's two very key players not available for Todd McClellan going down the stretch.
That's where you're hoping your veterans step it up a little bit and get in that offensive zone. Red Wings haven't had that puck in the Toronto zone much here in the third. Tavares on the attack into the Red Wing end. Pushed it over, left side to Nylander. Nylander into the slot. Right circle, always dangerous. Knocked off the puck by Axel Sandin Pellikka, who stole it perfectly, hands it up the right side, and DeBrincat got it out to center ice.
It's a great defensive read by Sandin Pellikka. Is a very good player, William Nylander.
4-on-4 situation for 1:10. Riley dropping it back to Matthews. A lot of ice time for him here in the third period. Austin Matthews throws it across to McCabe in front of the penalty box, back to Matthews. Kane watching Matthews, almost stole the puck. Matthews spun around him. Kane goes down, slow getting up, and now feed pass Matthews over the Red Wing line. Right circle, drops it back. Morgan Riley with a shot and getting a piece of it, Talbot, and the rebound off of Talbot, not a play.
See what happens when the referees make needless minor penalty calls? The players just start dropping it down, trying to draw a minor penalty. That's self-inflicted for the referees.
Yeah, it was Kane right there who was trying to draw the minor penalty.
Why not? You get a 4-on-3 power play advantage for your team. The way they've been calling it could happen. Huddled up now, the Maple Leafs. The Wings we're still in a 4-on-4 situation for the next 48 seconds. But Matthew Nyes is a good player for the Maple Leafs. Big, strong guy. He and Austin Matthews, easily the top two forwards, even though Yarncroc has scored his third goal of the season.
Nylander has stepped up his game, too, here in the third period.
The guy they want to get going, they need to get going, is John Tavares.
Matthews on the attack, gets the feed over the line, dropped past the Nyes. He tried to deliver it over on the right side for Matthews, broken up and ends up behind the Red Wing goal. Ben Sherratt on the attack for Detroit. Attacking left to right, feed pass over the line to Appleton. Send it right through the goal mouth. Max Domi turns deeper to his own zone, chased down by Appleton in the corner, moves away, second effort. Domi out to center ice, makes his way in over the Red Wing line, cuts inside, lost it. Now McMahon with a chance, Talbot with a pad save. Carlo drops it over on the right side, return feed. Carlo with a rising shot and getting a piece of it, Talbot, and that puck ends up in the far corner. Penalized players back on. Larkin stays in as the puck is batted out with a glove by the Red Wings out the center. Nylander has to wait for his teammate Domi to get onside. He was way offside, and now it's picked up by Detroit's Johansson, who plays it out to the Maple Leaf line. Quick feed over the Red Wing line. After it, Jacob Bernard-Docker sweeps in behind his own goal, lifts it up the left side. Finney got it out to center. Larkin deflects it deeper in the Toronto zone, goes in after it. Benoit turned away from him. Hands it ahead to Nylander. Now the Wings intercept. Here's DeBrincat moving it across for Kane, and it's off the stick of Ekman Larsson. Now Tavares with a feed, busting over the line. Here's Nylander shooting the puck, and it's knocked away by Cam Talbot. And the Red Wings deliver it out to center ice.
That's the best chance the Wings have had in quite some time. DeBrincat had it down the left side after a good play by Dylan Larkin. Elected to pass to Patrick Kane and barely broken up by the Maple Leafs.
Acelli backhands the puck into the corner. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Game tied 2-2. Leafs fought their way back from a 2-goal deficit. Tie up the hockey game. Gabe couldn't hold it into left point. Now Tanev circles at his own blue line. Throws it over in the near side boards for McCabe. Now to Tanev again. Back to McCabe. Lost the handle of it. Red Wings trying to force the issue. Brandsegg Nygaard chasing McCabe down behind the goal. McCabe tossed it out the center. Sandin Pellikka bumped by Joshua, and it comes out to the center right circle.
And Yarncroc picks it up at center. A little button hook, gets it back to Morgan Riley. Both teams cautious now with just 1:19 left in regulation time. It's a 2-2 score.
Well, at least get it into overtime, get a point here. It's Riley not at Nyes, and he'll float that puck around the boards. Larkin flying out the center, one man to beat. Dillon over the blue line. Now in front, here's Appleton with a backhand, and Stovars with a glove save on a beautiful effort by Appleton. Leafs shoot it down the ice with 55 seconds to go, and an icing call against the Maple Leafs.
And Mason Appleton, the former Winnipeg Jets, showed his skating ability, made that a fast-breaking 2-on-1 with Dylan Larkin. He let it to go. Appleton and Anthony Stolarz, one of the best saves of the game for him. Wings almost retake the lead with 56.7 seconds left.
Critical face-off coming up, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card.
You got to give Stolarz lots of credit, too, for sitting down there in very little work for a long period of time, but still made a very important glove save.
From the draw, here's Sherratt with a shot, changed direction off the stick of Finney and into the corner. Emmett Finney pushed it back in the line to Ben Sherratt. Now in the slider shot, the Wings score! Mason Appleton from the left circle fires it home. 44.1 seconds to go in regulation, and it's 3-2 Detroit.
Boy, things didn't look good. Lucas Raymond went down. Such an important fixture on that top line with Dylan Larkin. This guy's been something else, Mason Appleton. He's got great speed. He's got size. And we saw it in the third period when his ice time is probably tripled. But a good work by Finney gets it back to the defenseman. It bounces off the body right to Mason Appleton. He's going through the slot. He let it go for probably 30 feet out and beat Anthony Stolarz, his first goal in a Red Wing uniform, and a very, very important one.
Toronto calls the timeout. That goal by Appleton, a big goal to give the Red Wings the lead with 44 seconds to go. A DTE Energy light the lamp goal. Official time of the goal will be 19 minutes. And let's see here, 15 seconds.
Well, I'll tell you what, just one amazing goal for Detroit. And again, just late in regulation the time, and all of a sudden the fourth, the top of line, which was so good before. Finney's out there. The guy that picked up in the offseason, Winnipeg, Mason Appleton's been out there. He's more of a penalty killer, but he's a good skater as well. Those guys have lots of speed. They can stay with Dylan Larkin. But the Wings woke up in the last couple of minutes, had a couple of good scoring chances, and now just got to hang on somehow for a much-needed road victory.
All right, Paul, let's select our hardest-working player of the game, brought to you by Carhartt, proud to support Red Wing hockey and all the hard-working people who make it possible.
There can be no argument here tonight. Cam Talbot in the goal, 38 saves right now. The Maple Leafs have had 40 shots, and he made probably 6 or 7 amazing stops. Hopefully he can hang on and pick up the victory in regulation.
Wings 45 seconds away from picking up 2 points and back-to-back wins over the Maple Leafs. From the draw, the puck is inside the Toronto zone. Stolarz looking over to the bench. Now he exits the ice for the extra attacker. The Toronto net to our right is empty. Wings lead 3-2, half a minute to go. Cowan inside the Red Wing zone as they set it up. Now to Matthews, right circle, pass across, and it was broken up by Sider. The pass intended for Nylander. Nylander bumped it to the line. Morgan Riley, now to Matthews with a shot. Talbot is down. He made the save. And in a seated position off the right goal post will freeze the puck.
Well, the Maple Leafs had a couple of good looks there. And again, acrobatic save by Cam Talbot. That rebound was right down there in the slot area. Just could not to get it to it. That was Easton Cowan, the rookies, out there in a critical situation. And almost tied the game at 3 goals apiece.
Of our overtimes and critical face-offs brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card.
And Tom McLennan will leave those same players out there. No timeout to call. John Tavares will take the draw.
Late change by the Red Wings. Paul Kopp heading over to the Red Wing bench. Comper coming up for the face-off.
And JT Comper will take the draw. Actually, Michael Rasmussen's going to have to take the draw.
15 seconds left. Face-off deep in the Detroit zone. From the draw, the puck comes to the blue line. Turning with it is Matthews. His shot was blocked right out in front of Talbot. Into the corner it goes. Trying to get the victory here. 3 seconds to go. A centering attempt by Matthews bounces into the right circle, and Rasmussen clears the zone, and this hockey game is over. Mason Appleton with the game-winning goal. 19:15 mark of the third period, and the Red Wings with back-to-back victories over the Maple Leafs. And the Wings win this one Monday afternoon, 3-2 over the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, it was a sluggish start for both teams back in the opening period, but the game just kept getting better and better as it moved into the third period. And a wild third period of play. The Maple Leafs come back. They erase a 2-goal deficit. The Wings take the lead late in the third period and hang on for a much-needed 3-2 thriller against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Back-to-back victories for the Wings against one of their arch rivals.
Wings only had 5 shots on goal in that third period, but scored 2 goals on those 5 shots, and both coming by new Red Wings, James Van Riemsdyk and the game winner by Appleton.
And a good job of that Red Wing coaching staff, getting fresh bodies out there. Michael Rasmussen took the draw. JT Comfer was out there. Different guys were out there in that final minute after the Wings had a long shift to get the lead 3-2, but what an important goal for Mason Appleton. And good work by Dylan Larkin, Emmett Finney at the top line. But unlikely guy gets the game-winning goal late in regulation, his first ever in a Red Wing uniform.
Well, the Leafs really stepped it up in the third period, fighting their way back to tie it up after the Yarncroke goal. But Appleton with the game winner. 19:15 mark of that third period. Red Wings never trailing in this one and find a way to get the 2 points over their division rivals, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
That's a big win for Todd McLellan and his group on the road.